innkeeper seems sketchy. Dwarves shouldn't play with magic. The Kale took some damage. Bandit attack in the shanty town. I spent 16 copper.
I mean, you did
Yeah,
also
sure.
did forget to add the fact that you tried to climb a tree, fell off it.
And Archeon gave Angelina a towel to wipe her face after the door.
I mean, I also didn't add that I was persuaded by Angelina Jolie showing me her tits.
Do you know what? I completely forgot about that. In my summary of the night,
I don't remember that happening. Is this fucking D&D After Dark?
No, that did happen. Yeah.
No, it was.
That did happen.
It was just as you guys. I don't know. It's because you didn't believe.
I didn't believe that Underwood actually saw
Underwood.
something through the.
But she showed
yeah.
him his tits, and he believed.
Sorry,
her.
Malachi.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, as a quick kind of loop round, I mean, Gibbons really done a good job of summarising it. Excuse me. Basically, we arrived at the town of Willowshire, whichever way you want to say it.
It's canon that you have to say it like that.
Shire. Willowshire.
Yeah. So you approach the village of Willowshire, and things seemed relatively okay. And then obviously you all went on a job to go hunt down these goblins, who seemed to be, out of some investigation, stealing treasure. But no one seemed to know where these supplies or crates had gone. They just seemed to magically vanish. And then, through some very clever investigation and some magic detection, you were able to discover, with the help of tossing poor Malachi into a hole, that there seems to be some very sinister things going on in the area.
It did not cause like the loss of an actual important character item as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
He lost his crossbow.
Malachi has lost his crossbow. So he's now down to his hand axe and hammer.
I approach Malachi and just let him know, dude, mate, I don't need my crossbow at the moment. Do you want it?
It's not the weapon itself; it's the sentiment.
Okay.
But I will.
Joke's on him. He doesn't even have a crossbow.
It's fine. We'll just throw Malachi at any enemies now.
With an
he
axe.
Doesn't need his crossbow.
Yeah.
We'll
can't
close
use
the distance for him.
We'll find a dwarf-sized ballista in
But
town and use that.
do you want to borrow
You
my
can just do it.
crossbow until you get yours back?
You can do the Emperor Palpatine spin with your eyes. You'll be fucking straight through.
But that's it. Like if you fight with a crossbow, I can lend you my crossbow until you get it back.
That would be much obliged.
All right. So I give my crossbow and my crossbow bolts to.
Okay.
I have a light crossbow and 20 crossbow bolts. So I hand those over to.
Okay. Give me a second. I can do that on. Oh, excuse me. I can do that on both of you. So if I do remove that,
6.
So,
remove that.
quick question. So if it's allowing me to click shit on D&D Beyond. If I click that, does it transfer over to Roll20 or not?
No, it's not that clever. But we're going to do all the stuff we need to do in here. So I am going to just quickly add to you your light crossbow that has just been given to you by Archeon. Add item, equip. Right, so you should now, in your actions, have light crossbow again.
Let's have a quick look.
He's got to attach it.
Currently,
He's got to go into his inventory and.
I've already done
no,
that.
there you go. You got to refresh the refresh the fucking page.
Oh, okay, that's frustrating.
It's alright for me.
All right. Just while we're here, can we just go over what? So is it literally 100 gold is, so one gold is 1,000 silver.
Oh God, they're not 1,000 silver.
Sorry, 100 silver.
1 gold is 10 silver, and 1 silver is 10 copper.
We're not running off of Terraria logic.
Well, this is why I'm trying to work out how much I actually spent, because I'm like,
I mean, how well is the gold doing these days on the market?
I mean, relatively well. I mean, the economy is almost in a boom state right now.
We're running it on the Korean currency.
How many points did it end at the end of last fiscal year?
So 10,000 gold equals £6.25.
And oh god. But no, yeah, gold is it's 10 silver to 1 gold and 10 copper to 1 silver. We're not using the platinum and electrum pieces yet, anyway. Right, so you transferred your crossbow. Last night not last night. At the end of the night, you guys had your free drinks. Plenty of free drinks, 4 rounds. 4 rounds worth of free drinks, if I remember correctly. And after that, you kind of retired for the night. You all went up to your rooms. You've all been given individual rooms in the inn. And nothing happens overnight. It's relatively quiet. You wake up early in the morning. Bit of a not an overcast day today, but there's more clouds in the sky compared to yesterday and the beautiful blue sky you had. It's still warm, the sun's still out, it's still quite bright, but there's just more clouds in the sky, and every now and again a cloud will come over and block the sun and darken the area for a while. So we all meet at the bottom floor of the inn, just outside the bar. You've all got dressed, got collected, they've come down, and the first thing you notice is that the 2 guards that were standing out there last night on the orders of Mr. Penfold are no longer there. So what do we do?
I smell gobos afoot.
I think we should go have ourselves a chat with Mr. Penfold.
Are we still in the inn?
Still in the inn, yes.
Hey, hair of the dog, what do you reckon, Gibbo?
Get the beers in.
A bit rude, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I want a beer.
Just
So-
wait for all this to blow over. You know.
So
Yeah, fuck adventuring, we'll just get pissed instead.
I do get to visit the smithy.
You know what the plan is? We go get Mum, we hop in the car, we go to the Winchester, and we
Kill
have a fight
Phil.
and wait it out.
Sorry, Phil.
So, as you all go to the bar and order your drinks, he again, just as last time, tiny little caskets are on the shelf, and he uses 1 glass for each one. You come to realize this has got to be a really inefficient way of serving drinks. Like, they've got to having to take a big barrel and drain them into these smaller ones, and then each night put them back on the shelf. That's a lot of work. He gives you your drinks, sort of goes, guessing you all slept well? Nothing to complain of, I hope.
Grand
Oh,
shake my head.
Used to a double pillow. You only gave me 1.
It's no grand masonry, but it can work.
Can't complain.
Well,
I mean, it's
I
not
found
the
a
best.
shit in my bed.
you found what?
You took a sheet on my bed.
I apologise. I thought it was mine.
You thought it was your bed?
Bastard.
Yes.
Well, I could only apologise. I'll make sure that's cleaned up and ready in case you come back again tonight. I noticed.
Oh, the shit's in the bed.
I promise it will be gone. I promise.
I can't.
Please do not shit in my bed.
Is this going to become a thing? Let's not make this a thing.
Yes. Now you sort of see that he gives you drinks. He's gone through this bit of a weird interlude, shall we say, and he sort of twists the topic back to what happened yesterday afternoon. And he sort of goes, "Well, I mean, it's good that the bandits are gone. No one was seriously injured. The priestesses, the temple, were able to heal everyone pretty rapidly. Nothing looks taken. we're a little confused, really, as to what actually the whole point of the attack was. I've not heard anything, but all I know is halfway through the night, it sounds like all the guards that Mr. Penfold had deployed to the village have all now retreated back to the manor, and have been told to stay there. And I think quite a few of us in the village are a little concerned with what's going on.
But just to get this straight,
Mhm.
do they normally patrol the town, or is this a new thing for them to only stay in their manor?
They tend to stay in the manor and the shanty town. They do come in and regularly patrol the village whenever they get a spare moment. While Mr. Penfold definitely has the monopoly on firepower and strength here, he officially actually isn't in charge. We actually do have a sheriff, but good luck actually getting him to do anything, productive. So essentially, Mr. Penfold does run the show here.
What reason? You said the attack came from the shantytown. What reason could they have had to, come out like this? Or do you think it was someone from outside?
It's got to have been someone from the outside. The shantytown is a very good way to sneak into the village relatively undetected. The people who work there or live there, are very pessimistic about us living in the village with our big fancy houses and our gold. Therefore, it would be very easy for some low-life outlaw to hide themselves in such a condensed area. You could very easily sneak an entire group in there and no one would bat an eyelid. And from there, well, it's a quick sprint up to the center of the village and, a quick run to the manor. It's almost a perfect staging area, I guess.
You say you noticed a hooded figure as well. Have you ever seen a hooded figure like that, like previously? Any other reports of this from any of the citizens?
Well, not recently. I mean, obviously, hooded figures wear traveling cloaks, so it's not too unusual to occasionally see someone, wearing a cloak with a hood. It just felt very bizarre that someone wearing a hooded robe would be around in the middle of an attack while everyone else was getting to cover in safety. It just struck me as odd. That's all.
Okay.
Is this the first time this has happened?
No, this isn't the first. Excuse me. It's happened probably a couple months ago was the last big one. They tend to get bold. If they get a few more recruits, they feel like they could, do some damage or take something, they'll just gather together, sneak in, launch a sneak attack, and then grab as much as they can before the guards essentially blast them out of the village. But Mr. Penfold won't really send guards to pursue them any further than that. I honestly couldn't tell you why.
Say they. Like, is this a common occurrence? As in, like, is there someone we need to go and have a conversation with?
I mean, no.
You know of any leaders?
We know it's one group. We've not really seen a leader. They all seem to wear the same uniform and definitely seem to be working together. I'm honestly surprised you didn't see them on the way in. I mean, they literally have a ambush point on the road that you took to get here. Normally, that's how they get their loot. They wait for someone to come near their abandoned, what looks like an abandoned campsite and sort of like old outpost, and then they kind of just spring out of nowhere and take caravans by surprise.
So do they
And-
work with the goblins?
I
Can I do a history check on the
Mhm.
palisades we saw the last time?
by all means, go ahead and do a quick check.
How did I do it on this?
So if you open your character sheet,
There we go.
there you go, 14. So what is it you're trying to angle at? A little bit.
When we walked past it, did we see any sort of like possibility of like movement recently?
When you went past it, it looked abandoned. But now that you know that it's essentially used as a staging area, you know that it was left to look like that deliberately. You were definitely spotted. They knew you were coming. They just decided you weren't worth the risk. That's how you got through. You were intimidating. In terms of leaders, again, you kind of see him go. We wouldn't. No one's seen the goblins and the bandits working together. It would be very unusual to see two races like that working together side by side. They're both opportunistic, but they also want their own loot. They don't particularly do a very good job of sharing. So I couldn't even begin to tell you in that regard, unfortunately. And
I think we should start by having a conversation with Mr. Penfold then.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
You need to hit the smithy before we get there.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
I might go to the markets.
What if we drove them out with a fake caravan?
We'd need to get hold of some horses and carts.
We could borrow some
mean-
from the village.
Let's
Yeah,
have a
you
chat with
sort of-
Penfold about
Yeah.
payment before we start thinking of any plans.
Oh, aye.
yeah, so I'm guessing you're all going outside then at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you come back outside, and it feels like yesterday again. You know, there's a lively atmosphere to the village. There are people walking around. The smithy is in full action again. There are people at the market stalls. To your left, you see the path leading down to Penfold Manor and the plantation. That's farm/plantation that's there. And yeah, I mean, you're now free to do with what you wish.
They recover quick, don't they? Okay, so I'm gonna make my way to the smithy.
Okay, so anyone else going down with him, or are you gonna sort of split
Yeah,
off a little bit?
I'll take a run to the smithy with him.
I'm going to
I'll
quickly
go
jump
to
on
Alright.
the channel, as I'm not doing anything interesting.
I'll go to the market stalls.
Okay, so we'll do the smithy first. So yeah, so we'll say they're basically 1d4s plus
Yeah.
your throw. So
Oh, I've got 3. That's fine.
you've got 3, yeah. And because they're more stable and weightier than arrows, you have a much higher chance of recovering these.
Okay.
After you've thrown them.
Yep. They're sturdier,
So-
yeah.
So anything else you guys want to do while you're here?
I want to pick up some like bow oil and just what's it called? Like a sharpening stone.
Oh, I know what you mean. Like a grindstone kind of thing.
Yeah, like a that you would carry around with you.
Yeah, the name always eludes me.
A Waystone.
Waystone,
That's
there you
it, Waystone, that's the one. You see that he looks and sort of goes, I'll tell you what, because you helped deal with the goblins, and he sort of walks away, opens a box, comes out with the oil and the stone. He goes, you can just have these. I have way more than enough of them. Just take it as a thank you.
go. Ah, well, thank you, dear sir.
And then he goes, I really do hope that you're going to deal with these bandits as well.
I mean, we're certainly gonna go and gonna go give it the old college try.
Something's not quite right round here at the moment, and I don't know what.
Yeah, we're picking up on that. Leave it with us.
Okie coke. And you sort of see he just turns around.
And at that point, I'm gonna like pat Mikhail on the or cat Ingvar on the shoulder, and obviously he's gonna perk up to speak to him.
But what?
You wanted
Yes.
to buy some stuff.
No, I wanted my axes sharpened again. The job you done on them last time I visited was excellent, and I'd like that done again, please.
Yeah, sure. So, he takes the axe again, goes to the back, fires up the grindstone. Once again, a huge plume of sparks comes out the side of the smithy. This time, because it's a bit windier now, there's a breeze, so some of the sparks are actually being caught by the breeze. And for one moment, you actually thought, "Oh God, this might actually end up hitting one of the houses and setting their roofs on fire." But he comes back and he gives you, again, wonderfully sharpened weapons. That gleam that was there yesterday is now fully back. And as he hands them back, he goes, same as I said to the gentleman there, no charge for this one.
Brilliant. I'll take my axes, put them back back on my belt, and then I guess I'm just go join the rest of them. I've got nothing else to do here.
Me either.
All right, so Thorben was looking at the market, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're there in the smithy, doing smithy things. And the market is one of those places that, you've seen city markets, you've seen Steelhaven and the never-ending bazaar of stalls. So to see a small village with 6 tents in a sort of semicircle kind of feels grossly underwhelming. You notice that most of the stuff being sold is things that just people need every day: food, rations, safe water in some cases, water skins. There's
Your
not
dad sells rations, Tara.
And raspberries.
And that kind of stuff. There's nothing that an adventurer would find too useful here beyond just standard provisions.
Is there a pet shop?
There is not a pet shop.
God damn it.
Anybody need to pick up any rations or anything while we're here?
I might pick up some rations. I walk up to one of the stalls and just inquire about the price of some rations and a water skin.
I've got 10 days worth, so I'm fine.
Yeah, we haven't even had a chance to use them yet, so I'm good.
Archeon's just standing by the well, playing with his
Dermatology.
dermatology.
Playing with his what?
Playing with his dermatology, mate. That's what we call it in
Oh,
Warlock War.
right.
And he's just randomly creating random lights flashing all over the different colors, just popping them because he's bored and waiting for everybody else. He's just creating light, and then he's putting somewhere else and creating another light pop up in a different color.
Yeah, so they've got some nice ration packs here. Things like hard jerky and nuts and whatnot. And you see that they have one pack which would feed one person, and it's 5 silver per pack.
Okay, I'll just lift up a part of the pack, so a handful of nuts, and then speak to the person, and I just want to ask maybe about what happened yesterday during the attack. Just say to them "Oh, how are you? Are you okay?" Stuff like that.
Yeah. So the person running the stall is this very sort of old woman. You can tell she's really getting on at this point. Very wrinkled face, white hair, and she's sort of "Oh, I'm okay. I survived by hiding under the stall. I'm not fast, you see. I wasn't able to run like everybody else. So I just stayed under and hid until everyone went away and the guards came. And you sort of see that she's very reluctant to talk about it. But the impression you get is not so much that she's afraid to talk in the sense of someone's stopping her from talking, but more of it's still pretty fresh in her mind, and she doesn't, kind of want to bring it up.
Yeah. Just one little thing.
Mhm.
Did you get a chance to see anyone that looked a little out of the ordinary during the attack yesterday? Somebody you wouldn't really expect to be there.
As he's
You're
saying
gonna-
this,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pick up just a flower from
Mhm.
nearby and hand it to the lady. Just say,
Oh.
"Don't worry, we're here to look after you guys now."
Okay, I'm going.
What a
I'm
smash.
going to say this, and I think you'll thank Terra for this. Thorben, you need to give me a persuasion check,
Thought so.
but because Terra is soothing her, you may do it with advantage.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome. I guess this.
I don't know
Sorry.
how to do advantage.
So to
by the way, on
do
this.
advantage, what you do is let me see if I can do it quickly myself.
Is it not? It's not the inspiration, is it?
No, so what you do is you see where it says like plus, so your persuasion, your -2 persuasion.
Uh-huh.
You right click that, it says roll with advantage,
Oh, okay.
and click that. It should give us 2 values.
Just before he does the roll,
Mm-hmm.
Callie jumps out of nowhere and goes smash.
That didn't seem right. I only got one roll, did I not?
Yeah, try again. Just do another one.
Fuck's sake.
You even with the flower, she takes the flower. She looks at Terra quite sweetly. She appreciates the effort, but it's clearly too recent for her to be able to sit there and actually, put her thoughts together.
Sorry, just quickly.
Right.
McCarthy,
Mm-hmm.
if you click on the next to your name, it says Beyond 20. So it should have your character's name, and it should say Beyond 20.
Where at?
On your character sheet,
Yeah.
it should say, so where your character's name is, next to it should be a thing that says Beyond 20, share, short rest, long rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, click on Beyond 20, and the second one should be type of role. And if you say ask every time, it should ask you whether you want to roll disadvantage, advantage, or regular rolls every time you go to do a roll.
I don't have the Beyond 20.
Yeah,
neither.
I seen the other bit, but I didn't see the Beyond 20.
No, I didn't see that either myself.
Cog.
All I know is when I've done it in the past, you can
Yeah, you can right click, yeah.
and then do roll with advantage.
Yeah,
If
every time I clicked that, I didn't actually roll.
Oh no, what you have to do is click roll with advantage, then press the roll button at the
and then
bottom.
hit roll.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I've just done it there.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's too traumatic for her. She doesn't really feel comfortable speaking about it, at all, really. And sort of goes, thanks, but I don't really feel comfortable addressing it at the moment. And sort of looks down to her wares on her stool.
Yeah, just say that's no problem. Thanks very much for speaking to us. And yeah, I'll just pay her for the pack and then walk away.
Okay, that's fine. So you take the pack, you hand over the silver,
BLB.
and you head back to the center of the village as a group again. You've regrouped. Maybe about 20 minutes since you left the inn. Still early, it's only not even 10 o'clock yet. So what do you want to try and do now?
I suppose we better start heading to the manor.
Yeah, it's just we're not in nobility, are we? So it'll be very difficult to speak to this man.
Before we head anywhere, is there any alchemists or anything around?
Not in this village, not that you can see. This place does seem to be very lacking in essential services, shall we say. The smithy seems to be the only main kind of amenity that that the village has.
No dramas.
unfortunately. So, is the manor then? For everyone?
Does it
I
matter?
think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you start making your way, sort of down the road. It stops being a cobble road now, and it's turned into a dirt road, but it's a very well pressed dirt road. This, not like the dirt road you see outside the village. This is it. It's weird. It's like someone took the time to actually compress dirt just to make it smoother to ride on. And as you approach the manor,
So what you're saying is it's an actual, like they've actually made a road rather than just being like a track that's just formed naturally.
yeah, they've gone out of their way to build this.
Yeah.
Hello, Romans.
Now, as you come down this smooth dirt road, you approach the entrance of not the manor but the compound. So the Penfold estate is quite massive. I mean, there's two huge fields to the left and right of the main path. Both of them look like they're growing wheat at the moment. Excuse me. So, but just in front of that are some nice, almost redstone brick walls, and just outside the walls, standing guard, are two of those, red coat guardsmen that we saw at the inn. Not the same two. You've not seen these two before. They haven't got their guns out like they did yesterday. Their guns are now on their backs. And they're just both standing guard there, sort of looking at you as you get closer and closer to the entrance. And when you get close enough, they sort of go, kind of gruffly, kind of like, halt! Who goes there and what business do you have here?
Before we do anything, I want to just give them a sly, intimidating look.
Okay. Do an intimidation check. I know I'm going to regret saying that.
Don't worry then.
Maybe I'm not going to regret saying that. I mean,
7, Jesus.
all I am going to say is that you try and look intimidating, but you're sort of there, glaring. You just look like an idiot. You're making a fool of yourself.
Archeon clears his throat and he goes, good morning, dear sirs. We are here to request an audience with your Lord Penfold. We represent a party representing a local duke, and we'd like to talk to him. We believe that the mission that we're on maybe coincide with the going-ons within this village lately, and we would really like to get down to the bottom of it.
I'm going to just lean into Terra and say, the fuck's he talking about?
I was
Okay.
just thinking the same thing.
Give me...
Quietly, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check, Archeon. However, there is a little caveat here.
Yeah.
Because Terra has made an absolute fool of himself trying to intimidate these guards,
No, we're going in combat.
you're going to take you are going to remove your advantage that you get via. Let me just bring your sheet up. How much you get? You're going to remove from your persuasion +2. So it's going to be it'll be your roll -2.
Okay, so
That's absolutely terrible, intimidating. But 8. You look at these guards aren't that convinced. I mean, they're not stupid. They know who the dukes are around here. They know the hierarchy. They've seen retinues of these guys before. You do not match that description in any way, shape, or form. And you can sort of see they're going, yeah, right. Have you got any documentation, seals, to prove it.
As you can see, I carry with me the ring with the seal of, I can't remember the name, place, because my memory is screwed.
You're saying all of this out loud to the god.
No, I'm not saying it to her. This is talking to myself. As you can see, I am carrying the seal of one of the Dukes of Dorngok on my signet ring. Although we may not look like the normal entourage of the Dukes, he tends to not send his normal entourage when it comes to leave. I can actually roll properly this time. Ah, you got me joking me.
I'm from a noble family, can't I?
This is the
Talk to them.
So basically,
Look, let's stop bullshitting the gods. We hear about the bandits that came up the shanty town. Apparently, you guys can't be bothered to deal with it, so we'll do it if we get paid for it.
and you kind of, there's this weird moment where, you know, you got Archeon there trying to flash his ring, you know, do you know who I am kind of act. And then Ingvar comes in with this straight talking, cut the bull crap, and you see the guards very quickly stiffen up. You know, they don't like being told that it's, you know, their fault that they, you know, that nothing's being done about it. And you sort of see one of the guards sort of walks back inside the compound and sort of like, you know, hand raise, signals over for someone to run over. And you hear him whispering, you know, quietly to this young man. And this young, you know, sort of raggedy, not very well clothed man sort of nods and runs back towards the manor. He turns around and goes, I've just sent message to the house that you're here to speak to Mr. Penfold and your reasoning. We'll just have to wait for a response back.
Sounds good to me.
So it takes about 15 minutes for this guy to come back. You know, you start to wonder if he'll ever come back at all. And he comes back up, he whispers to the guard, and the guard sort of gives a small, curt smile and goes, surprisingly, Mr. Penfold has agreed to see you. If you'd like to go on through, keep following this road, and then it's the first left into the manor house. You can't miss it. The guards there will give you instructions. They wave you through.
Excellent. We'll let you get back to not doing your job then.
As you say that, you can see their muscles, sort of their back muscles tense, almost like they're standing to attention. You know, as if someone's put a rod up their back. Clearly not very happy.
I'm gonna slap him on the arse on the way past.
Do not.
Good work, chaps.
You kind of see that on instinct, the one guy pulls out his sword. Like it's instinct. When you get touched, they pull out their weapon. And then they see who did it, and let me make
Fucking slit their throats.
Can we go back to roll 20? I don't like the rolls into it.
It doesn't work with my OBS either.
Let me make a quick D20 roll of my own. Myself.
Beautiful little pineapple and ham pizza.
He's rolled
Not solid.
initiative, isn't he?
No. The guard kind of just lowers his
Oh
weapon.
shit, 17.
Kind of lowers his weapon. I like how I rolled that for myself, but it still appears in the log.
Well, I didn't see it.
No, I was watching your stream. Shall I not
Hey,
be
you've got
watching
to
your
check-
stream?
Oh no, it's fine.
You've got to change it to whisper.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But no. He puts his sword away. You know, he realizes you're not being malicious. So you're walking down this road. Two large fields of wheat, you know, to the left and right of you. And you start to approach this crossroads where, again, two more fields are in front of you. And just as instructed, you turn to the left, and there is this really nice sort of mix of red brickstone and white tiles kind of mixed together to make this kind of... It almost looks like a pseudo villa in one regard. You know, it's got like the roof of a villa, but the brickstone of a standard, you know, industrial style house, with very fine ornate windows and stone trestles going along the top. Very ornate, and everything looks freshly painted, you know, freshly sculpted. Not a single thing on this house looks out of place at all. As you approach the steps, you see again there's two more guards. This time they don't question you. They don't, you know, ask what you're doing here. They simply step aside and say, you know, Mr. Penfold is waiting for you in the courtyard. So you go through this gate in the center of the manor house, and it leads all the way through to this sort of large courtyard with, you know, the entire house surrounding it, with this little ornate fountain in the center of what looks like a mermaid, you know, spitting water up into the air. And the other side of that, you see a very concerned-looking high elf wearing very fine clothes, clothes that it looks like it would cost an awful lot of money to buy. And there's only one person this could be. This is Mr. Penfold. Anyone who wants to give me an insight check.
Oh,
I
crap.
will.
Before we get there, I'm going to put my hood up.
I also greet him in Elvish.
Have a look. Nah.
Flat one. Oh no, 7.
I'm also a noble high elf.
Okay.
I imagine Mr. Penfold is noble, no?
Yes, very, very, very noble.
Okay.
I mean, there's a 22 there, so I mean,
Do I recognise his family or anything?
you don't recognise the family. Not instinctively, no. Now, you also got to remember. I mean, aren't you a half elf, not a full elf?
Racist.
I'm half elf.
I
Yeah,
think he is, yeah.
I'm a high half elf.
High half elf. Okay. So Thorben very quickly notices that. I mean, every time you spoke in the village about Mr. Penfold, you know, whenever it was spoken about, everything had kind of said to you, he's the bad guy, right? You know, he's got to be the one behind it. He's got to know something. He's behind the goblin attacks. The first time you look at him, and immediately that entire notion just sort of falls away from you. Like, there are bags under his eyes. He has not slept. This is the look of a very anxiety-ridden man, who clearly is in some stage of paranoia.
No, he's been up all night on the gear.
Boris Johnson style,
Big
really.
fat lines.
So, you
Off a
know,
hooker's ass.
so you sort
That's
of
more like Michael Grove.
I've got an image in my head I can't get rid of now.
I have nothing but respect for the man.
So you all sort of rock around this fountain, and he sort of goes, hello, I am, you know, Mr. Penfold, that everyone calls me around here. Although, if you like, you can call me by my full name, Farhorn Penfold.
Very elvish name.
Beautiful Elvish name. And
Just
he-
quickly,
Yep.
isn't Penfold the character from Danger Mouse?
Penfold is one of the characters from Danger Mouse. Yes.
Thought he was.
Do I recognise his name?
You don't recognise Penfold, but you do recognise Farhorn. It's a
Okay.
name that it's not normally common in Elvish. It was one of those baby craze names about 400 years ago that, you know, came and went as like a fad of elves, high elves naming their kids Farhorn, and about 100 years later, nobody did it ever again.
Fucking boomers.
Exactly. So it gives you a good idea of his age. He's about 300 to 400 years old.
Okay, this is off topic, but my grandfather's middle name is actually Kinghorn. So this has been like triggering me. I'm like,
So you see Penfold sort of, he's like, I'm really sorry for any sort of rough housing you may have had from any of my guards. Just it's been a very tense 24 hours, and I'm a bit beside myself at the moment. And he doesn't really know what to say here himself. This is a rich man who you would imagine, if he wasn't in this state, would be very stern, very, almost crack the whip. But right now, he's like half a man at the moment.
Half an elf, surely.
Half an elf, yes.
Can I see if there's anything I can do to help him?
oh, there's plenty you can do.
Just by looking at him, you can tell he is gripped by some kind of grief. Of some kind.
May I ask him why?
So as you ask him why, he kind of lifts his right hand up and kind of bites, on one of his fingernails. And then sort of turns around and goes, better yet, I'll show you. And he leads you towards the one of the wide glass double doors.
Do we hear his zipper come down at the same time?
Fucking hell.
I'm going to be hiding like towards the back of the group.
Okay.
Like,
I'll do
hiding
it for
at the back
5 gold
with my
pieces, that's all I'm saying.
with my hood up,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
saying
can't
me,
see
I
my
do.
face. Like
You
quite
see
far back.
Penfold, again, just looks horrified at what you're all suggesting. He is like, why would I want to do that? And then he turns around before you can even say anything, opens the double doors into the house, takes 3 steps forward, and you can see what looks like a reception room. Go in there, you leave your guests here while you go and, do whatever you need to do. But there's one gaping problem. The other far side of the wall is missing. It's gone. There's like a gaping hole where a wall used to be. You can sort of see there's still debris on the ground. There's, scattered furniture. It's not really been touched since whatever happened. And you can just sort of see, Penfold lift his, hands to his face and go, it happened last night during the bandit attack.
Can I ask, does he believe it was arcane or physical in nature?
He's in distress. He sort of, goes, I don't know. All I know is that they took Arwen.
Can I do an investigation check?
But by sure, anyone who wants an investigation check on the
It's Lord of the Rings.
on the on the rubble can do so.
I'm just going to sneak up to Mikhail and just say that she was a virgin.
I'm just going to look and shake my head.
Okay, so we've got a 22, a 23 with a nat 20. Okay,
Ooh.
right.
Oh, you know everything you want to know.
I'm so knowledgeable, guys. It's crazy.
You only got that. You only got that because you got a net 20 and I only got a 19.
You were the one who fucking put the hole in the wall, weren't you?
Yeah, I know it because it was
No.
me.
She is the hole of the wall.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
So, first of all, you've got 2 very good rolls here. So as you all go to kind of investigate the site, Penfold doesn't stop you from investigating. And as you look around, you can see that it's clearly been triggered by some kind of... The wall came inwards, i.e. something from the outside pushed the wall inwards. Kind of like, if we're going to equate to something, kind of like a breaching charge, kind of bang, and the wall sort of went forward.
there any marks of scorching or anything like that? Like it would be an explosive?
Or was it
There-
magical in nature?
When you look closely at the ground, there is like black residue, which would suggest, some kind of explosive. You can't tell what kind of explosive.
Could we tell whether it was chemical or arcana explosive?
Chemical, fully chemical. This was not magic. It's almost like someone rolled a barrel of gunpowder to the wall, ignited it, and bang, straight through. And
When
then,
you're doing that, can I ask who was Arwen?
so I'll just wrap up quickly. So you keep looking around. So you've ascertained the wall, bang, going through. There's scorch marks. There is this kind of winding kind of amalgamation of furniture, sofas, end tables that have been moved with the explosion, but they then look like they've been moved again, as if someone was moving furniture to get somewhere in the center of the room. And in the center there, you see what look like signs of a scuffle. Knocked over vases. The rug's been pulled and frayed in different places. And let me just check my notes.
So I'm just going to really quickly AFK. I'll be a couple of minutes.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go AFK as well while he's away.
So, on a nat 20, you realise on the back wall where the explosion is, to the right of that is another hole. Only tiny, very tiny, only a few millimeters in diameter. And you realise that it must be a gunshot. A musket ball hitting a brick wall and basically, bedding itself into the wall. Looking at where it was fired from, it looks like it was fired from the double doors that you just came through.
Someone entering the room.
Yeah. So piecing it all together, you kind of realise if Armin was taken, Armin must have been standing in the middle of the room, wall blows in, people come in, there's a bit of a scuffle to grab her, someone opens the doors, pulls out a gun, attempts to shoot, misses, and then there's nothing else there. In response to Thorben's question, his response basically is, Arwen is my daughter.
Okay. I ask,
Mhm.
have you checked? It's obviously a form of explosive. Have you checked all your gunpowder supplies, or has any of your gunpowder been taken?
You see, he looks for a minute, and sort of goes, yes, a barrel from our store was missing.
How
or
long
is
ago?
missing.
How long ago was that taken?
We only noticed after the attack. It was all there before the attack. And when he says that, you kind of you're sort of seeing ahead more of the plot coming together. Whoever these people were or person was, they snuck into the compound, grabbed a barrel, rolled the barrel around to the wall, ignited it, and did what they needed to do.
Or it was there is someone in your staff who's working with them.
The suggestion of that, you sort of see he recoils, he doesn't want to suspect his own staff, but as you do, you sort of see that, he sort of opens his jacket pocket and reveals a musket pistol on the inside, sort of holstered. Rather not brilliantly holstered. This is a noble man trying to disguise a weapon. It's very crudely kind of almost like sellotape almost to the inside of his coat pocket. He goes, "I've prepared for that exact possibility."
Sorry, what have I missed? I've just got back.
It's fine. So I'll do a quick recap. Arwen is Penfold's daughter, Arwen Penfold. The barrel that was used to blow through the wall was a barrel of gunpowder that was taken from the gunpowder store of the manor. And Archeon was just suggesting that it could have been one of the staff responsible for the explosion, which has caused Penfold to become very paranoid, and he's revealed that he's actually holding a musket pistol in his coat, just in case someone tries something.
Can I get one of those to protect myself too?
Can I inspect the hole in the wall to see if there's any sort of differentiation between a good.
Has Angelina? Just before you say that, has Angelina, because she rolled the net 20, has she pointed the rest of us to the hole in the wall?
I would.
It's a big fucking hole in the wall. I guess we can say.
No.
It's a pistol.
The rifle.
Oh right. Okay.
The musket hole. Yeah.
I mean, that is up to Angelina if she wants to communicate that to the rest of you.
Yeah, I'll point it and pretty much just say, does anyone want to come and inspect this closer? I'm not very good with explosives.
So I'm gonna just take a bit of a detour. Malachi, I need you to do an insight check for me.
Oh, that was terrible.
2 + 2 is 4.
I'm sorry, you don't. You know nothing.
Oh my god,
So-
it's become Jon Snow.
I should have requested for an advantage with the background, but fuck it.
I'm going to go towards the hole in the wall.
Yep.
Try and look for any tracks going out of or which direction they went in.
Give me a survival check.
Or not an investigation.
Nope, survival, because you're looking for tracks now.
Ugh.
I'll go with them as well and have a look around.
I could have a crack at survival as well, actually.
Everyone wants to be a
Everyone.
survivalist.
Bear Grylls.
Yeah, by all means, if you wanna go help try and look for these tracks.
18.
18, 12, 8, okay. Collectively between you, you begin sort of going, because the back of the manor sort of goes out into this sprawling farmland. And it would be very difficult to track someone through this amount of wheat. You know, you can sort of see where they entered. You know, you can sort of see some of the wheat stalks have been crushed as they've gone in. But after about 2 or 3 steps in, the trail just kind of goes cold. They could have gone in any direction at that point, and you don't think you'll be able to pick up a trail. Whoever did this was planned. Like, someone knew how to get through that wall and how to get through.
I wonder if that's why the guards are so reluctant to do anything properly about the shantytown. I ponder out loud to the group.
It's looking more and more like there was some inside help. If it was this plan, someone would have to have known the layout of this complex quite well to know.
We should split up and look for clothes.
I question.
Okay, Gilby gang.
I question Penfold to see if there's anyone that there's potentially that may have a hate against him in his ranks.
He sort of goes. You got to realize when you run a successful business like mine that makes, you know, as much money as I do, you don't make that by being the most likable person in the room.
What business do you actually run?
I run this farm. This farm might not look like much, but we've got the 4 fields here, all the fields at the back, and we have numerous fields dotted around the Willowshire region. Collectively, I employ directly the majority of the entire county. You know, I'm not saying I am the county, but if there was ever a person to be, you know, running the show, it would be me.
That explains the West Country accents around here.
I'll,
I point out to the rest of the group for a farm business and generally tillers of farms. It's most definitely something to do within house rather than someone out of house wanting to get to the grain stocks or anything like that. There's got to be a hook and a catch to this.
It has to be somebody who actually.
Do you employ many people from the shantytown?
They are all my workers.
But do
Pretty
they come
obvious,
into that?
though.
The question is, do they often come into the house, the manor?
Not all of them. I only allow a few select people from the shanty to work upon my personal staff. Most of my personal staff live in-house on the West Wing, but a couple of the more promising people in the shanty town do come and assist with some of those duties.
I'm gonna just lean over and whisper to Mikhail, just say, sorry, to Ingvar, and say, you need to ask, firstly, who are those people and can we talk to them? Secondly, has he received any demands? And then just like go back to my hooded.
Yeah, I'm gonna
cloak.
reiterate what the edgy one in the hood said, and
so you see Penfold just kind of goes, you are more than welcome to question anyone that you wish, and I will give. And you sort of see the reason I will give. He sort of walks over to a drawing desk, pulls out a Quirrell and some ink, dips it in, and just starts writing on a piece of parchment. And about a minute later, he comes back with this piece of paper, and it literally says, I, Farhorn Penfold, demand that the person reading this hand over any relevant information to the recapture of Arwen Penfold, signed with his signature and a stamp from his, noble seal to the right of it.
now, is there anyone that you suspect personally?
You see, sort of, coils up a little bit.
Can he list the names of the people in the shantytown that work for him?
You sort of see, he sort of goes, in all honesty, I couldn't tell you the name of anyone who works for me.
Do you have a farm manager who would be able to do it?
I have a
State manager?
I have a chief of staff, but she's currently over at one of the storehouses.
It was her.
She's over on the storehouses on the other side of the river. I mean, it's like a 2-3 day journey. I sent her over there to go and oversee a problem that we've had with local pests getting in and ruining the crops. Yeah.
Can I roll an insight or anything? Just because you see coiled up when we asked that, I feel like you might not be telling us everything.
By all means, go ahead.
Nah, that'll do fuck all.
I mean, he's coiling up because he's having to confront, like, he's used to being the man in charge, right? He's used to being, the big boss, and his daughter's been taken away, and suddenly everything that he thought was stable has become very unstable. And the idea that this came from anyone close to home is enough to make him feel very, uneasy. That's one of the reasons why he recoiled.
Gonna whisper to Mikhail, ask about the wife.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself.
Ask about the what? The wife?
Ask about the mother of the child.
Hold on, a stray dog's just entered my room. Give me a second.
I mean, we know he's gonna ask the question, so.
Yeah. So, excuse me. You see that he sort of notions to a picture on the wall, a painting of what looks like a slightly younger Farhorn Penhold, and a young elven woman, and a female around his age. And he goes, unfortunately, my dear wife Carwyn died 50 years ago. I've been trying to run most of the farm since. Malachi, are you looking at this picture?
I mean, yeah, probably. He's talking about it, and we will
Okay.
listen to him.
One more time.
He's looking
Roll
at the
for
picture
insight.
and all
Anybody
you can
else
hear
getting this whole backstory vibe?
he's looking at the picture and all you can hear is
I mean, that'll do something.
16. Okay. You've seen this person before. Oh, you have. You didn't see her face clearly, but when you got thrown into that hole, that was the woman that was being surrounded.
Ooh.
dun, dun, dun.
Was it? Did the young woman look anything? Did she look anything like Piper Perry by any chance?
Right,
Was
Reed
it
or some
was
other-
it Carwin or Arwin?
So the wife is called Carwin, but the
Yeah,
wife
but which
is
one
called
are they
Arwen.
staring at? Which one
Arwen,
does
the
Underwood
daughter.
recognise?
The daughter, Arwen.
Okay.
So I announced to the party of what happened yesterday to not frighten Penfold about what happened. The ordeal that happened out in the forest, and then kind of give a subtle nod or nudge towards the painting sort of thing, using just my head sort of thing very sneakily. So
While you do that, I'm just going to have Penfold roll for perception.
Ooh.
I
I
get-
should have said anything there.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice you're signaling to the party. He's oblivious.
Did anyone see the attackers?
No.
No one
The-
saw what happened.
I was over in the East Wing in my study, looking through some tomes when I heard this explosion. I, rushed through to the hall and saw these what looked like bandits grabbing my daughter. I pulled out my pistol and attempted to shoot one of the conspirators, and you sort of see he raises his hand to the wall and goes, "I missed."
So, after
They're
looking at the
bandits.
picture and hearing that, I ask if they're the reason for the reason as to why the wife is currently not here, or the mother.
They already. He
Oh,
already
Yeah,
said
so
that she died.
she died 50
My
years ago.
apologies,
50 years ago,
I must
yeah.
have missed that bit.
So you sort of see, and he sort of gets a bit angry, and clenches his fist, slams it down on the writing desk table, and goes, "It's those fucking bandits. They took her. They're the only people who attack here. They're the only people who could take her." And you sort of see he puts both of his hands on the writing desk to try and prop himself up and compose himself.
I'm gonna
I-
just push
have-
Ingvar and say,
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
oh, "Go on, John."
We have not been attacked by the bandits coming and going from this village. So, as the barkeep said, he believes that we're intimidating to them. So, what I propose is, what if we set up a fake convoy, like shipment of stuff out of this village, and use it for them to try ambush us, but in reverse ambush, so we get them.
While he's explaining that, I'm just going to kind of take him under the arm and kind of like direct him to a seat.
Yeah, so he sits down and he goes, "To be perfectly honest, an ambush is not what these fuckers deserve."
I'm just
So,
gonna.
but if we can get a hold of them, we might be able to get them.
Calendar one
Back
would give
to
us
their
a lot
base.
of information. Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna get Ingvar's attention and just start rubbing my thumb and finger together, insinuating money.
I'll just mouth the word later.
so you kind of see that a fire has ignited in Penfold's eyes now. Like he's seen you investigate. He's not the most perceptive person, but he knows you've made leaps and bounds in this further than his own investigator has. So he then gets up, walks, pats Ingvar on the back, is a kind of a way of saying, thanks for, being helpful. There's a bell in the, there's like a rope which leads to a bell, the upper part of the manor house. And he rings it 3 times. And then he goes, while I appreciate that you might want to use stealth to get to these bandits, I don't have the time nor the fucking inclination. And he opens the double doors and ushers you to follow as 10 guards have assembled, all wielding muskets, at the in the courtyard. And one of them, well, they're all wearing, standard red coat uniform with, nice pointy hats. One of them is wearing one which is much more, larger and more, should we say, commandeering than the others. And this is
Commodore Norrington.
Just good business.
No, this is a guy named Alvin. This is Alvin.
The chipmunks.
He's not a fucking chipmunk. No, so this is Alvin. He is the, for lack of a better word, commander of the group of guards.
He's the guard, captain of the guard.
Yeah, he's the one who runs the show here. And Penfold goes up to Alvin and goes, what we're going to do, and he gives off a bit of a long sigh. He picks up one of the musket rifles off the back of one of his guards and goes, these fucking things are brilliant for killing people, but they're slow. They're great for ambushes, terrible for normal fighting. And he puts it back on the soldier's back. He goes, this is what I propose we do. My men, or my detective, shall I say, has already tailed some of the bandits back to their camp last night. They are back at their abandoned camp. He couldn't get eyes on my dear daughter, but it definitely looks like they're back in business there. I want you, Alvin, to go now and surround the southern part of the forest that is near their camp. Use the trees and hide. What I then want is for you, and he points to you adventurers, to attack from the north with as much noise and bravado and intimidation as you can. And if you truly are as intimidating as the barkeep says, they should all run in fear to the south, where you will be waiting, Alvin, to fucking slaughter them. And you sort of see Alvin kind of goes, this is... He doesn't really want to say you're deluded, but it's clear to see that Alvin does not agree with this plan in the slightest. But Penfold is clearly too fired up to be, like that. You can sort of see the old Penfold starting to come out now. Like, you guys, being here and actually making more progress than what his detective did has kind of inspired him to kind of try and take control of the situation slightly. And he simply looks over to you guys and says, any questions?
I look to the rest of the party, just see if they give some indication of what they're thinking.
I whisper to Mikhail and say we need one alive.
I'm just going to
That's
very
kinda-
subtly shake my head.
I'm going to nod, in agreement with what Forbin said, and I'm just going to say, while I agree, I think we should still have a word with the workers in the shantytown. There may be a link that we haven't picked up yet.
And you sort of see he sort of not recoils, he kind of looks a little bit offended for a second.
I'll just
And
say, look, I can see that you don't agree with it, but it is your daughter we're talking about, and I'm sure you don't want us to make any mistakes here.
He softens up after a couple seconds looking offended. I think, realization sets in. He goes, okay, go have a look around the shanty town, see if it helps with your investigation. I'm going to get Alvin and that heading off now, because it'll take them a bit longer to get into position than it'll take you to get into position.
Excuse me, just one second, Mr. Penfold. Do you mind if we have a quick talk to Alvin first, because he may know the lay of the land a bit better, being that he controls your guards?
Of course, and you sort of see that, Alvin steps forward, Penfold sort of walks over back to the double doors to give you guys some space to talk.
Can you describe Alvin to us?
Yeah, I mean, Alvin...
his uniform.
Besides his uniform, he, this is a very young elf. In human terms, he's 150, but in elven years, that's just past adulthood. He is very inexperienced as a commander. He's not very confident. You can tell by the way his shoulders kind of not slump, but they're not, stiff and, proper. And he's got this sort of dark brown chocolate hair that, quite moosey, fluffy, sort of compressed by the hat, pushing it down. It's all like coming out in streaks. His ears, his pointy elven ears kind of coming out the back. Like literally holding the hat up almost from the back. And you see he looks and it kind of goes, do you really think pushing them into a firing line would help?
I'm just going to whisper to Mikhail. I'm still going to keep my hood up and stuff. I'm just going to whisper to Ingvar, he's a fucking child. And just keep my back turned.
Let's hear him out.
You sort of see that he kind of elaborates more. What he's trying to get across is that while there is forestry to the south of the camp, it's not as thick as Mr. Penfold is remembering it, and they would be pretty easily spotted, especially if they went before you. What would actually happen is the entire bandit camp would turn to face them, and you'd become a backstabbing party, while they would essentially get rushed. And Penfold was right about one thing. While muskets are extremely powerful weapons, they really are a one-use per fight kind of thing. Once you've fired your shot off, you are not firing a second one for a good while.
We should maybe take the blunt.
So they haven't learned fire drills yet. That's all good. I ask him, so what do you propose, knowing that you know this land better than us?
In all honesty, the group isn't as big as Mr. Penfold would make out. We don't keep specific tabs on the group because our guards don't leave the vicinity of the village that much. But those caravans that do manage to escape only put the number of bandits at around 10 or more. Around 10 to 15. Sometimes less in some raids. So I don't think it's beyond your capability to be able to draw them out into a fight. I would advise that if you do take a kind of frontal assault kind of view, kind of let them come to you a little bit, then countercharge, because they will very much have, there's a high, they've built their camp high on a hill, with wooden palisades. They can't fire down from there, but it gives them enough shelter that it forces you to kind of loop around, up that hill, and then as you're going up, that's when they start to fight you and ambush you, and you're basically fighting a disadvantage the entire way up. If you can force them to sort of lose that position and come down to fight you, it would be far easier for you to deal with them. And you can kind of tell he knows, he's not brilliant, he's not a tactical genius, but he does know his stuff.
Do you reckon we could burn them out?
I would be very careful with the use of fire. If Mr. Penfold's daughter is in the camp and you start lobbing fireballs and firebolts everywhere, you would have a very limited amount of time.
Oh, no. I was just thinking about if one of us could sneak up and start burning the palisade, that might draw them out.
To be perfectly honest, by the time you reach the palisade, they will already know you're there. The reason they picked that position was because on the road, it gives you an extremely good view of the surrounding area, the road and the surrounding area. It is, quite frankly, the best place to put an outpost. We should know it used to be ours.
Told you. Counter-attack. It's counter-ambush.
And you sort of look, and it sort of goes, it could work. My only fear is that if Lady Penfold is in the camp and you start attacking, they may attempt to kill her. I'm not sure what their intent is here. Or they may attempt to move her. So you either need to get in hard and fast to stop them from trying to remove her, or you need to slowly pick them off at a rate where they don't notice, and then by the time that they do notice, you're already all over them. And given their territorial advantage, I don't think getting the drop on them would be as simple as it would be in, say, a forest.
The guy that is watching over that site at the minute, have you heard of any patrols or anything?
You see that he sort of looks and says, the detective / scout came back the early hours of this morning and pointed out that there was no signs of patrols or anything like that. The camp is very insular. When they're occupying it, they only occupy the camp. They set it up in such a way that to the naked eye and to people passing, no one's in there. But if you took the time to inspect the place, you'd see that they were hiding in broken tents, behind palisade walls. They are watching, even when you think they're not there. That's how they do such a good job, and that's why they are the bane of our existence sometimes, especially when it comes to getting supplies into the farm. So I am sure Mr. Penfold will be very rewarding with, even if you didn't find his daughter, the simple act of clearing the camp and dealing with them once and for all would be doing the entire region a massive service.
I'll whisper to Coker at this point and actually just mention your idea might not be bad at this stage. The ambush idea.
So you kind of see that, Alvin's kind of like, I've said my piece. Kind of walks off to his guards, sort of briefs them and tells them to kind of like go back to their posts. Walks over to Mr. Penfold, explains that he doesn't think sending the guards is a good idea, and perhaps it's best to let you, the adventurers, do what you need to do. And then as he's walking back from Mr. Penfold, he goes, if you need me, I'm in the guard post in the center of the farm. If you need resources, people, whatever, just come see me. And he's walks off, just leaving you and Penfold back in the courtyard. And at this point, Penfold sort of looks at Malachi and notices the scrape on his armor. Obviously, last time, if you remember, yes, his poor crossbow got yanked off. And yes, he has got Archeon's crossbow, but it doesn't fit quite right compared to the one that was there before. And he can tell that it's not the natural crossbow that should be there. And he looks and goes, Dwarf, I don't know your name, and I'm not going to pretend to, act as if I'd ever remember it. That crossbow on your back is not your own, is it not?
You would not be wrong, no.
And you sort of see, he goes, this might incentivize you to prove that I'm not a terrible person and that I can reward, good work. I know it was you guys. I know it was you who dealt with the goblin attack. And you sort of see he walks inside for about 2 minutes, giving you guys time to, mutter and get any quick conversations you want to get out of the way.
I'm going to say to the group, so do we want to have a talk around the shantytown, or do we want to try and draw these bandits out? Just I'm worried that if we talk around the shantytown, someone may go alert the bandits to what we're up to.
I can agree with that. We don't want to inform any of the other local populace that we could potentially be going over there and then give the information to the bandits.
But there is 6 of us.
But
We could send an advance party to watch the road and hide in the bushes, then 3 to go and talk to the shantytown. That way we get more of a lay of the land, we get a scout on the village or on the palisades before we do anything, and we could still potentially find out about the shantytown.
I agree.
You sort of see that he give me a second. He comes back through Mr. Penfold, and he's holding a crossbow in his hands. And does anyone here have the identify spell?
No.
I can't remember if anyone does.
Oh, I've got insight and investigation, but that's it.
It would probably be more likely that a paladin would have the identify spell.
Actually, ironically, Malachi has identify.
Hello.
It's artificer, yeah.
Now, I'm going to say that, it's a ritual, but we'll just say for sake of ease to save time, that you've already had this prepared. And he hands this crossbow over to you, and it doesn't feel like the one you made yourself. Nothing would feel like that. But this one got a bit more weight to it compared to the one that Archeon gave you. This one's much more well maintained. This crossbow has a much more intricate firing mechanism. Not to me it's more difficult to use, but this looks like it could, take a lot more damage before, risking it breaking. And what he's handed you is a special crossbow called the Crossbow of Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this doesn't do any more damage than your normal crossbow. But what it does allow you to do is fire. Well, actually, I'll read what it says in the. Give me a second. Let me open up its crossbow of radiance. The crossbow of radiance is a standard light crossbow that's been adapted to have a magical firing mechanism. The crossbow accepts standard crossbow bolts and does not require special ammunition. Bolts fired by the crossbow of radiance have the ability to light up upon striking a surface. The user gets to choose the color of the light that emits from the bolt. The bolt projects 5 feet of bright light and an additional 5 feet of dim light. The bolt remains lit for up to 10 minutes or until the bolt becomes broken in some way. It is important to remember that the bolt will light up upon striking another object which might not be the intended target of the bolt. So essentially, it's a cross. It's not a flashbang per se. It's a way of lighting up dark areas.
It's like a light producing crossbow.
Yeah.
Wherever you hit, it's going to light up.
Yeah.
Is that the actual thing that lights up, or the actual bolt? So if I
The
shot
bolt.
it at a wall,
If you shot it at a wall and it went into the wall, the bolt would light up
got you.
like a signal.
But if you missed and hit a tree to the left, the tree would light up.
So, I mean, while it's not like you immediately have to identify it. Like, well, this isn't a +3 crossbow. It doesn't have any special attack abilities. But you can already think, utility-wise, down a dark cavern, this could be used to create, temporary signals and light for people who can't see in dark vision. You could even use this and hit an invisible person with it and use the light to track them as they move.
Mm.
There are many uses outside the box of this crossbow. And as he hands it to you, he's sort of like, this was my wife's crossbow, and it's just gathering dust in my study. I would much rather it be used to protect my daughter. And he hands that to you. And yeah, he's happy. He's more confident now that you guys are helping. So do you want to use the crossbow? Because you still technically have Archean's crossbow at the moment.
Yeah. So I will thank him for it and compliment the craftsmanship of it.
And Ford will remember this.
And I will gesture towards Coca for him to take his crossbow back if he wants it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to add the crossbow of radiance to your inventory. I will then remove the light crossbow from yours, and I will give Archeon back his light crossbow. One light crossbow, and what was it? Bolts. That's what you need
Bolts,
as well. Crossbow bolts, and you had 20 of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
They come in bundles of 20. I almost gave you 200. Right, so that should be everything re-equipped. So, have you got a plan then?
If we're sleeping in the same room in the night, and Underwood's blanket starts lighting up, we know he's into some real kinky shit.
You always got to take it that direction, don't you?
I do. I don't know why. Sorry, am I demonetizing you guys?
No.
No. I'm not fucking monetized in the first. Actually, no, I am.
Yeah, you are.
Just
I'm not yet.
very, very quickly, just to break a minute. Spittle, the issue's fixed. I fixed everyone should go back to the website. Should go back to normal red now, not blue.
Okay. I guess
don't know
it's
what
just
that
a UI
was.
theme change or something.
Yeah, I just had to go reset as default, so that's fixed.
Okay.
Right. Snap back. So I'm guessing you're splitting off here at this point, then.
Is that
Well,
what we agreed?
my worry is that if they are
Just quickly, Underwood, what was it you were probably thinking of?
No fun there, Underwood.
Yeah. It's thrilling.
But no. Go on, continue.
Yeah, I'm just worried that they would use an alternative route than the main road to get to the bandit camp so people don't see them.
So, what I will quickly do is I will very quickly change our map so that I just realised I am on the player version of the one, so I need to go to the admin version on the right and drag us to the region. So, the camp itself is approximately here. It's a bit further down from the forest where you found the goblins. You know that it's going to take, based
Just
on the
quickly,
last
is this
time-
map really low? Oh no, there we go. It's low
Yeah,
There you go.
down.
loads in slowly.
Yeah. It's a 2K image. Sometimes Roll20 is a bit shit. It's about there. Marked on map in blue, and it's about. I mean, you guys did the whole go to the forest to the south, come back, and that took you a good chunk of the day. The impression you get, it's now about 10, half 10 in the morning. If you set off now, you would get there just after midday. Probably around 1, maybe half 1. At a push. If you were dawdling and not, rushing.
Would it be worth splitting up as was suggested?
The question is, how would we split up? Who would go where?
They've
Yeah.
got to get there somehow.
Mhm.
And then how would we get an ambush?
I don't
So
think the
that's-
convoy idea is a good idea.
No, and the problem is, actually thinking about it, if we split up and we do get bumped on the way there, then we're just gonna get wrecked with only 3 people.
Yep.
So
But I don't. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I
fuck
don't
it,
think
I'm
the
game for
convoy.
a fight.
I don't think the convoy idea is a good idea purely because they can leave people in the camp. And I feel like we're putting her, if she's in this encampment, we're putting
Either
Arwen at
way-
more risk.
Either way, if she's in the encampment, we're putting her at risk by attacking it.
Is the Lord still here, by the way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's still here. He's taking a step back to allow you to talk.
So I'll just say quietly to the group.
Mhm.
Just say to Underwood, what did you see why did you hint at the poster or at the painting?
How far away is the Lord before responding?
Close enough that if you speak in hushed whispers, he won't hear you, or like low voices. If you start speaking normally, he will.
Okay.
I mean, either way, like we could just. I'm just gonna
Discuss
be
it
like.
on the move.
I'm just gonna whisper like. Discuss this later. Like seeing Malachi look over.
How would we draw them out of that camp, or even fighting ground?
I think drawing them out of the question at this point, because if they have any suspicion that they're about to get attacked, then I kind of draw my foot across my throat when I do that.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that Alvin basically said that they've got, a scouting advantage here. You are going to be obvious to them as you approach. So the best approach may just be to put your game faces on and charge in at lightning speed. And try, as he tried to advise before, try not to get caught on the hill going up. So when he meant to draw them out, he's trying to run to the camp and then get them to come down to you.
What if,
Mhm.
and this might seem like a bit of a crazy idea, we get some cloaks, cover our weapons as best we can, and then go up unarmed. And I don't know, feign being lost travelers or traders, anything like that. That may work.
What if we did get help?
What if I got? Oh, I could use my create
Dermatology.
to create trimmers in the ground. That might draw them out.
The other option that we have got is potentially hiding in nearby terrain and using part of Ingar's plan to have one person stumbling around like they're lost and ambush them should they come down to see what they're doing, or even try and capture them. That one lone person.
Not bad idea.
I definitely
pick
think trying to
them
get
off.
someone alive is a big thing that we should do.
That gives us the ability to pick off individually though, and potentially not alert them too early on.
If we could maybe get someone to act like that and then pull them as far
Oh,
away
no.
from the camp as possible.
I mean,
if we could get one of them out, if we could get one of them alone, I could charm person them, and they could probably lead us into the rest of the camp.
I'm just gonna look at the group again, still just and go. Could we be discussing this elsewhere?
I just say
On the
for now
move?
we should go to the shanty town. We need to find out what's going on there.
Let's leave the mansion and
Okay.
discuss this afterwards.
So,
Discuss this outside.
so you see Penfold kind of waves you off. As soon as you leave and it's him left to his own thoughts again, you can see him kind of get nervous again just as you're leaving. You guys, the aura of you guys is sort of worn off on him a little bit. And yeah, so you're back in, the farmstead proper now. The shanty town is all the way down the end of the road, just toward the entrance of the village. Now, you've got to go to leave the village and head in that direction. You've got to pass the shanty town anyway. So you could take a cursory glance in if you wanted as you passed. If you didn't want to do a thorough investigation.
I don't know what else we're gonna gain from the shanty town.
it
I
might
think
be,
there might be information in there. I think it's worth a quick look.
it might be better off coming back that way, maybe.
Yeah,
and
'cause
find
if
out
we-
if we can find any additional information after.
If we do alert someone,
We also might find a way to get in though.
Let's say if we deal with the camp first,
yeah,
and then come back to the shanty town, because obviously something happened from the inside. So if we can deal with the source of the problem, make sure they've got nowhere to run to, and then we can ask all the questions we like.
aye.
Okay, so the plan basically is leave the village, go straight down to the camp. Okay. So you start traveling, and again, the weather starts to get a bit darker. The clouds are becoming a bit bigger now, as the sun's starting to become more and more obscured. As you pass the entrance of the forest from yesterday that you went through, I mean, you can still clearly, clear as day, see the parting in the trees that you walked through. And you push on beyond that, and it's a good couple of hours. I mean, you arrive near the base of, near the camp at around 1 o'clock. You've made good time, but you've not pushed yourself too hard. You're fresh. Now, this road that you're on now, it's a stone paved road going from northeast to southwest, almost like a diagonal straight line. To the left of you on the eastern side is that high cliff-like hill that Alvin described, with the palisade wall going up, blocking your view of what's behind it. Now, to the right, on the other side of the road, you see a kind of weird, out-of-place stone wall that kind of suggests like a low stone wall, like a fence wall almost. It suggests that once upon a time, maybe a house was here, or some sort of brick structure. But just behind that is what looks like an abandoned encampment.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, I'm rolling like fucking arse today.
Well, the good
Can
news-
I assist?
I mean, yeah, if you give him the help action, he can
Gonna
get
hold his
advantage.
eyes for him.
So you can do one more roll. Cal.
Please roll my eyes, it'll be fun, yeah.
There you go, 7.
Well,
So 11.
the good news is that you don't actually need to see too
God.
much of what's going on, because the bandits aren't actually hiding. They're not. They're frantically looking around. They're not panicked, but they're clearly full of gusto and pride. I mean, they've raided a village and got what their objective is. They think they're invincible right now. There's no need to hide. So when you look at the broken tents and the destroyed campfire, you see two bandits kind of piecing together parts of the destroyed campfire back together to try and reassemble it, while one of the bandits sort of guards the road, looking rather intimidating with his back to you. You guys came from the north, he's facing south. And you don't really see much else. I mean, you see the three bandits, and I will very quickly move us to our new map.
I'm going to leave my battle axe and my shields kind of on my belt for now, but I'm going to pull out one of my hand axes and kind of like try and hide it behind my back.
Okay.
Yeah, prep my bow.
So this is what you can see at the moment. Courtesy of Gates, I now know how to use Fog of War. So
I'm going to leave my bow on my back and my sword sheath. I'm not going to have any visible any weapons visibly drawn.
Okay. Now, the bandits haven't noticed you yet. The two that are there by the campfire are looking down at it, so they've not got your attention. So in that regard, you're fine. So the palisade wall. I mean, just give me one moment. I will just reveal a little bit more of it, but it is kind of fair. You would see the wall. So that's the palisade wall there that you can sort of see. You can't see any higher up the hill and around the corner yet. You notice this is quite a big, wide open area. You can see why they use this for ambushes now. It's wide, there's very little cover. They've got all the, cover they need to hide and spring on people. This is why it's a good ambush site. So, at this point, you're undetected. What I will say is that every time you try and move, there's not an initiative order yet, but any time a character attempts to move, the bandits are going to make a perception roll. And the closer you get, the harder the difficulty is going to be to remain hidden.
So are we actually trying to stay hidden, or do we care if they actually clock us at this point?
Well, hopefully if we could
in
get...
Because
theory,
we put our weapons away. Like,
we could just walk up to them.
If we can get 30 feet, I could try charm one of them, and they might be able to let us into the camp.
If you guys want to walk up, and I'll maybe sneak over to the bush, take a position, and keep my bow out in case they attack.
Before we do this, can we go
Bring
for a
off
quick
and
break?
take one of them out.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. If you want to go take a quick 5, go take a quick 5. If you need to go to the bathroom and whatnot, and the rest of us can just sit here and plot away.
How do I get the ruler up again?
The
Left side.
ruler is, it's left side. You see what it says, snap to center.
Fourth one down.
And
Yeah.
then you can kind of just click and drag.
My thoughts are, we take Angelina, me and Mikhail, or me and Ingvar, sorry, will walk up, like, can just approach them. Just the three of us will just walk up, just try and see what they do.
Now, as I will point out, you don't know the full extent of how many bandits in this camp just yet.
Yeah.
And you also get the impression that it is going to be very difficult to get eyes on until everything starts going down. So you're a bit unsure about how prepared you could be for this. You don't know if once you attack these three people at the camp, whether fucking 10 people or 100 people are charging down that hill.
I mean, do we know we want to attack them yet?
I mean,
let's see what happens. Like
Yeah.
I say, I've got my hand axe kind of like concealed but ready to use.
And I've got my throwing knives, and
Am
if
I
they
able?
get...
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, if they get within 5-10 feet, I imagine the throwing knives are going to be fatal.
20 feet is the maximum throwing range of throwing knife.
Yeah, so like if they're within 5 to 10 feet, they're basically within like death range.
Am
Well,
I
I
able
can
to
hit
ready in
them.
action before we get into combat, or do I need to do that while we're in combat?
That would be initiative, wouldn't it?
I will say that if you are going to spring a kind of ambush, everyone can ready in action. The people who roll high on initiative will get to use their readied action first, and the people lower down will do theirs. So essentially, you're gambling on whether your initiative will be high enough for it to actually be of any use.
I'm
Cool.
gonna go close to this wall and hide under the palisade so I can't be seen from the main encampment. Hopefully, kind of covered where you can probably see that marker now.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
So
be back in
I'll
a
go
sec.
here, and then as you guys walk up, then in case shit kicks off, I can hit a guy with an arrow and hopefully kill him.
Down.
But so I'll prep an action. This is obviously dependent on whether we can get close enough to start talking to them. But in the event that it does go south, I'm just gonna kind of try and stick it in the nearest one's head.
Sock it to him.
Right, well I'm gonna grab a quick ciggy, so I'll be back in 2 secs.
Yeah, I mean, these bandits don't look,
I'm back.
welcome back. McCarthy's just gone to grab a quick ciggy. Yeah, I mean, you guys, these bandits look relaxed, but again, it seems out of place because obviously, you've always been told up to this point that these guys are, they're stealthy, they hide. It's uncharacteristic of them to suddenly be out in the open in this camp. Very much full of bravado. But that also gives you the impression that, I mean, they're not going to be, I mean, bandits aren't nice on the best of days, but if they're this kind of pumped up and, confident, they're going to have no issue with coming out to fight you. You might have managed to scare them last time we were in the convoy, but they've just gone and kidnapped the daughter of, well, potentially kidnapped the daughter of a very powerful man. Well, locally powerful man. We're not talking, full power here.
Ultimate power!
Not quite that level yet. And, like I said, it's going to be an interesting fight, this one. We'll just wait for McCarthy to come back. So I know McCarthy said that he's sort of dropping. I'm just sort of, does help. I've got the line tool on. I know that McCarthy said he's a sort of like comes down to here. I'm guessing Ingvar's going to go down the road. I'd imagine that kind of direction.
I'm not even going to try and conceal myself. That's not my token, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
I say wrong. I'm zoomed out at the moment, you see, because I've got the whole map.
Can we unlock the tokens actually?
You should be able to control them.
I can't.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Controlled by who have I actually clicked on? That would be useful to help them know who. What I will also do is I will try and get you guys new tokens based off your newer. Ooh, pardon me. Newer ones that you've chosen.
I mean, the only person who's changed is me.
I've changed mine.
Mine's different on D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah,
just
D&D
because I
Beyond,
couldn't.
yeah.
Yeah, just 'cause I couldn't upload that one.
Yeah.
Mine is the same.
Just to save faffing around, I'm going to give all players because I trust you guys aren't going to start moving each other around like.
Uh,
Oh no, I've slipped.
Uh,
Oh no,
No,
step
players.
bro! I've wandered into combat.
so, what's people doing? Sorry, I was away.
I'm gonna walk down the road, so I've just moved
Yeah,
30,
I am as well.
30 feet.
I'm gonna be like slightly behind and off to
Okay.
the side, but
I'm making no effort to conceal myself as I'm walking down.
I will stand with him then.
okay.
and I'll be
We
like,
kind of got
here.
one line at the front, and then we've got Malachi coming up from the rear. We've got Thorben trying to be sneaky around the side.
Actually, I'll probably move myself. to there.
Angelina?
And then Angelina's going to. Okay, so we're basically going to extend
Extended
line
line.
this all the way down the road. Okay.
I'll move down
happy.
this one more. That way, Mikhail can move over one, and then we're not walking into a wall.
I was say, Angelina walks forward, nails
just-
her knee straight into the wall.
Climbs up onto the wall and starts like putting her hands out like she's a 3-year-old
I'm not
child.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just go a little bit behind them.
You wanna go
'cause
back a
I'm-
bit,
I am ranged.
Okay.
Have we done our insights yet? Or
No.
Not yet. So,
I'm gonna roll
does,
perception.
does anyone want to roll to hide?
yeah,
Does
me.
anyone prefer not to be seen at the moment? Give me, if anyone wants to hide, give me a stealth check.
Oh,
You think you're hidden.
Yeah, you definitely think you're hidden. You
As
think-
far as you're aware.
Yeah, as far as you're aware, you are hidden. But
I mean, I could just send an Eldritch Blast from where I am.
yeah,
How high is the wall between us and them?
the wall is it's only like knee height. It's not like a full blown wall, so you can see over it. You can
Okay.
attack over it.
For me, that's
um,
basically a full wall, mate.
I mean, yeah, for a dwarf, yeah, this is standard fare, but for a normal human, it's knee height.
What about-
I say to Ingvar, do you want me to get this started?
And
Someone get this dwarf a box.
Shall I,
I mean, you don't have
We-
the best track record of people skills, so perhaps not.
do we
What?
roll intimidation?
But they haven't seen us yet. There's no point.
yeah, remember
Gotcha.
not seeing you.
You've
So-
seen me probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually,
Oh,
you
I'm
know what?
just
No,
gonna-
fuck this.
I'm
fuck
just
this.
saying, Ingvar, I'm just gonna shoot them.
No, the actions have to have consequences. You rolled a natural one on stealth. As you attempt to be stealthy and go forward, you kind of knock your foot against the side of the cliff, like the steep incline. And as you do, 3 or 4 rocks come tumbling all the way down. Don't hit you, but they clang and make enough noise that every bandit in that camp looks up and they've noticed you
Fuck's
as
sake.
a whole group.
Fantastic.
So you can
know.
thank Thorben for that one.
It's always
Since I,
fucking me in
if I see them
goddamn
moving,
luck.
if I see them moving, can I
Mhm.
get myself an Eldritch Blast ready?
Well, we don't even know that.
Yeah, we don't know that they're going to attack.
Yeah,
us
that's
just
what I
yet.
mean. Like,
I mean,
we
it's
said-
likely.
So,
but-
Yeah.
I just like how violence is always the first option. Yeah, so they kind of look
I'm like
up
readying it.
and yeah. I will say that you can't ready an attack because that'll go into initiative order. But if you, well, we'll see. So
I get into it. I don't initiate attack.
No.
I get
you want to ready the
stance.
you want to ready the okay.
yeah, ready the action so that if something happens, I can just launch one.
I will say this. If you get an initiative when we go for combat, I'll say you ready the action. If your initiative is higher than 10, as soon as combat starts, you can fire the Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
If it's lower than 10, you don't react quick enough to ready it.
okay.
Um,
I'm gonna have to roll a flat 10.
I was going to say, with our rolls today,
Expect
Has-
to not
So-
be doing anything.
Has to turn around at
So-
some point.
you sort of see that this bandit sort of comes, kind of, if the rotator wants to work, and he kind of comes there, and they're kind of like, oh, who's this? Who dare comes and comes to our camp? And you can see they're trying to be intimidating. They're not exactly the best at intimidation. They don't exactly have a good grasp of how words even work.
I'm just gonna hold up my empty hand in like a whoa, like chill out kind of way, and just kind of keep walking towards them. Said like something along the lines of, "We're just looking for directions. We're a bit lost."
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of slowly advance on them.
Okay, is everyone else going to move forward at the same time?
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm at enough
You want to
distance.
take back? Okay, so
Shuffling more than moving.
everyone taking a shuffle. So at this point, you kind of see they all draw weapons now. I mean, that's it. You've got close enough. They are not happy to see you. You see them, waving up at someone up on the cliffs that you can't quite see yet. And then, now's the time, you see another bandit suddenly appear from behind one of the trees, coming up. And Terra's getting a bit close, aren't you? So you can now start to see what would be. I mean, you actually can start to see the what would be up there, and you can sort of see the guy you were signaling to.
Okay, I'm gonna make an attempt to intimidate him to look threatening.
Okay, give me an intimidation check.
About 23.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, that'll do it. So you see he gets intimidated, and at the moment you're probably there going, yeah, I've scared the shit out of him. It's a great check, but it doesn't have the consequence that you think it would have. He's scared. He, gets inflicted with fear, and he starts to run, sort of run that way and run further towards the corner. But as he does, he signals to his friends in the camp that there's people there and they're intimidating. And what basically happens then is only a moment later, one guard comes out, second runs around the corner, just ever so like you can just about see him, and you can hear the footsteps. What potentially could be another one.
Can I just do a quick check to see what they're armed with?
Yeah.
That'd be just perception, wouldn't it?
Yeah, raw perception.
Come on, Mikhail.
13.
13. They've got scimitars. They don't look like they've got they've got scimitars and crossbows. The crossbows look a bit aged. Some look like they'll snap the second you fire them. But they're not heavily armored. Then, if anything, these actually look less armored than the goblins you fought. But you're starting to get the sinking feeling there's a lot more than there was goblins last time.
I call out to the closest guy in hopes of a conversation of some sort that we're traveling bandits and we're looking for a group to
Just
actually
like,
join.
hello, fellow bandits.
Hello, bandit. Yeah, like we're basically
okay.
looking for a group,
So
and we heard they've recently raided a farm and hoping they're taking on.
Okay,
people.
you see that they the main guy at the front kind of like, oh, do you now? Well, I've not heard of any other bandits operating around here. And as he's talking to you, the three to the left start to kind of just move in this direction, kind of, almost as if they're starting to, move around you.
They're not going to listen, guys. Let's just.
I'm gonna pull back.
At this
slightly.
point, I'm gonna. I'm actually gonna prep my shield.
Okay, so you got your shield up.
I'm gonna pull
Yeah,
my shield from my back. And,
My bow's out now.
Right,
and,
okay, so
yeah,
weapons up.
and have I've got my shield and I've got my hand on my long
I've
sword.
been sitting here
not-
for a while trying to
Yeah.
do my my Eldritch Blast.
Well, at this point, you can sort of see the bandits kind of. They want to attack, but at the same time, they're kind of the fact that you suggested you could also be bandits has kind of put them on the back foot a little bit. So,
Can I try
Malachi,
and push it a little bit further to see if they'll respond?
you can. However, it is not going to be a perception. I need a deception check from you.
Uh, 11.
They definitely do not. They don't believe you. They are about to attack. However, because they were preoccupied in trying to work out if you were right or wrong, they will not be able to move into their positions that they were going to use to attack you with. They have to stay where they are. And as a bonus for good, smart thinking, I will knock one off their initiative when we go into combat.
Huzzah.
Cool. I'm just gonna shoot Terra a look, and the axe that I've got kind of behind me back. I'm just gonna fucking throw it at the nearest one.
And I'm gonna
Right.
just gonna pull up my hand and fling the throwing knife I've got prepped.
Okay, in that case, then I need everyone to roll initiative, and we'll see who goes where.
I got
Oh,
nothing. Fucking 5.
Give me a minute.
I got
So,
7.
It's the best roll I've made all game.
What did you do?
20.
Oh,
right, just give me one moment. The encounter on the tracker has not put your characters through.
Fucking 5.
And-
Useless.
7.
I am so sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Well, I mean, technically we're starting initiative, so I haven't released.
no.
So, fortunately, I haven't lost the fucking knife to the just.
We're- I mean, we also have our man that wanted to hold his fucking Eldritch Blast that's just kind of let it fizzle.
So, Ingvar,
Yeah, hey.
I've been just waiting for so long.
Yeah, you've been
Well,
waiting for
that's
so long that you forgot why you're waiting.
Terra
The
was
Eldritch Blast just kind of like
7,
singed all up his arm now, and he's starting to set on fire.
9.
What?
And then Thorbin was a 13. I will now roll initiative
Well,
for the bandit. Oh!
One of them got a nat 20 then.
-1.
19! Hey!
Positives.
do you want me to?
No, keep it to
Don't-
yourself.
Yeah, don't
they-
surprise us. Surprise us in combat.
I
Glad
need
I've got my shield ready.
Ingvar to just do a flat D20 for me, as I need a tie break.
Oh, they rolled 20.
And anyone who knows the rules,
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Let me roll mine just to see what the bandits would get. 3. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, you are 21 in the order.
No, you rolled it through.
Yeah,
Perry's
how did you
character.
parry it?
Oh, that's fine. I'm on his character sheet. That's why.
Wow, Perry, that's so high.
Yeah.
Okay, so I forgot to put Archie
That's
on
right, that's my worst roll all game, it weren't me.
So, in.
I call that
Start
stonks.
combat. Right, so it's Ingvar first. You are first to react. So you were throwing your axe forward, weren't you?
Yeah, I was throwing at the one
Towards-
directly in front of me.
Okay, so that's 30 feet, and it's got throwing range of. Okay, it's got a. You can throw it if you want at that range at 30 feet. It will give you disadvantage on the throw because you're throwing it slightly beyond its recommended range.
Yeah, that's fine. It was more. It was more just like a way to
Okay.
kick everything off, so that's fine.
Okay,
Well,
so
would I just roll me normal?
so you'd press the. You see, it says hit DC. It says +5 next to hand axe.
I don't. That's because I'm
It
looking at the
should be
inventory. Yeah, there we go. Got it.
Yeah, if you press that, it'll roll it for you.
With disadvantage. Rolling.
13.
Not bad.
13 hits.
Oh shit! Nice.
13 does hit, so you can roll. You can hit the damage button now.
And these both got sharpened at the.
They
Thingy,
got
so
sharpened, so you can
+1.
add 1 to the result that we get.
Hit.
4, 8,
Oh.
9.
9.
9.
Nice.
Okay, so you're going for the first one, which I'm now going to call
There we go.
colloquially Bandit A. So yeah, he gets hit and he takes 9 damage as the. Oh, give me a second.
Just goes
Can't
straight
roll
into
one.
his shoulder and sticks.
I mean,
him.
yeah, it literally goes straight into the poor fucker, and it's lodged in there at this point. It's not even like dropped to the floor; it's stuck in him. He is looking fucked. So yeah, that's
Looking like he needs a shield bash.
So it is now the bandit's turn. What I will clarify.
Hold
For
up, did
people-
you ask whether he wanted to move?
Oh yeah, do you want to move?
No, but as a bonus action, I'll get my shield and battle axe ready.
Okay, so you've got your right. So when you roll initiative for each creature. But if you have multiple of them, they use the same initiative.
Yeah, so they all go.
They all got nat 20s,
Oh.
so they all get to move first.
Pucker your butthole, boys.
fuck.
It's gonna sting.
So
Hence why I
Um,
stayed back.
What do you? So didn't you say we +2 if we've got our shield ready, right?
your armor class goes up by +2. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If your shield's equipped, which I think all of your shields are now equipped, your armor class goes up. Yeah.
Okay.
It automatically adjusts. If you go to your character and unequip it on the equipment bit, you'll notice your armor class goes down. So the first bandit to go first.
But
is
do you
the one-
still get a buff from actually like physically using an
Yeah,
action to ready
raising
it, though, don't you?
Yeah. So you sort of see that the bandit that just had a fucking hand axe whacked into his shoulder. It's his turn, and he's sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He tries to make it to you, and he just about makes it. He is now going to make a attack against you with his scimitar, which absolutely fucking misses. He's in too much pain. He tries to swing, and he can't get his stance right. It just is completely off target. Right, on to Bandit B, which is you. I'll give you the B character. Actually, I quite like this combat tracker because it actually gives them all letters. I've just put the letter on roll 20 so I can see who it is. This guy here, he's the guy by the campfire. He kind of just sort of goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's sprinting to try and kind of like close the trap almost, but he doesn't attack. He's just focusing on sprinting forward. That then goes on to Bandit C, which is the guy by the tent. He does a very similar thing. He's in a dash. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's going to try and get right behind Malachi to try and cut you off. Well, obviously, he can't attack now. So Bandit D is you. Right. He is going to. He is going to attempt to fire his. He's going to move forward just 1 step here. So he's got a slightly better aim at the target. And he is going to try a crossbow attack against Angelina.
Good luck, mate. I'm on 18 armor class right now.
Rolls at 18.
Oh, you bastard.
Fucking spoke too soon.
Rolls an 18. He raises the
Play
crossbow.
stupid games.
Fuck about and find out.
Fires the crossbow. Now you're wearing chainmail, right? On your
Yeah.
Yep. So the crossbow bolt goes into your shoulder. It pierces, but you get the impression the chainmail helps block some of the blow. Unfortunately, he does deal 8 damage.
Oh!
On 2 HP.
Oof.
So
Someone's
what
gonna
you
have to
do,
lay on
you
hands
can
yourself.
just put 8. If you see where it says code max HP at the top of your character sheet, there's like a heal and damage button. If you put 8 in the middle, then hit damage, it'll lower
Yeah,
your
I've done
HP. There you go. So I've just done it for you. So you're now on 2.
Ouchies.
And I'm sure if anyone's watching my stream, Angelina's thing should now go to 2.
You can also do it in Roll20 if you want it on the screen while we're looking at the combat map. So if you just right-click on your portrait, go to the cog, and then you can put it in bar 3, and then you've got a health bar on your screen there as well.
Yeah, if you prefer it that way around as well. So he's fired his crossbow. He's not going to do anything else. Bandit E is A, B, C, D. You're E. No, you're E. There you are, mate. So Bandit E, he's been right at the back. You just hear him running down the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He just sprints up. He's exhausted now.
Did he literally moonwalk all the way up there?
Hang on. Let me. Yeah. He moonwalked backwards while sprinting. So he's arrived. He's out of breath. He can't do anything this turn. And then we are going to transition to Bandit F, which is you. You are F. Now, thankfully, you guys, I said, you've kind of gotten quite lucky in that they're having to come out to fight you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So most of these bandits aren't even getting within attack range to try and swarm you. So he's useless this turn. Now, Bandit G is going to do something a little different. He's going to come forward 1, 2, 3. Twist him around. What's his range? Yeah, he's in range. He's going to pull out his crossbow and attempts to hit Terra.
Can I say he should probably get disadvantage because he's firing against his mate?
He's
No.
firing through his friend.
It's not in combat.
But also, he's at a height.
Oh, okay.
So this little bit between the two rocks is an incline going up. So he's got a slight height advantage. So I will quickly do attack to hit. I imagine 16 hits you.
No, because if I get the +2 from my shield, it's 17.
Fair enough. I mean, you raise your shield. You feel the bolt. Clank straight into the shield, and you just hear the bandit shout, "Oh, fuck you!" So he's now done his turn. We are now on Bandit H. So I really should give them names aside from your A, your B.
Nah, it's fine.
That's how they're known by the boss man.
Yeah.
Julio.
Bandit
Albert.
A, come here.
Albert, Burley, Charlene,
I was like, here's
Darlene.
Darling.
Got John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Well, Bandit H from Steps just sort of runs down. I'm quite proud of that one. Runs down
Shouldn't
the
be.
hill, and he looks like he's about to ready an action, but then immediately stops, realizing how many people are already down here and how dangerous it would potentially be to do something. So he just forgoes his turn. And then finally, we are on Bandit number I. Letter I, sorry.
Number I, huh?
Number I, yes. I.
Right.
Fuck's sake.
And there are so many bandits.
That's
Fucking
number
nine.
one.
Edge Bandit, I am Legend.
Right, and he just comes to like the edge of the
They're all swarming around.
edge of the camp. Yeah. Now it is Borbin's turn.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, we've got a turn, boys.
I'm not looking forward to the next round.
I
Neither
was
am
like,
I. Angelina's
don't
on
fuck this
fucking
up.
2.
Unred, what's your armor class?
I'm on 2 HP.
14.
I'm in danger.
14. You're on 2 HP.
Perhaps firing with a crossbow at the party healer was not the smartest decision I've made.
That's fine.
You fucking idiot.
Character building.
He's out for blood.
Wait, to be
lads.
fair, I did have my shield rage. I should have had 20 armor class, but too late to go back now.
I mean,
But he
but
also
you need to
hit you
state
for-
it as well.
Yeah.
That it's
Yeah,
raised
it's
to-
yeah, it's
to
whatever.
nothing.
So yeah.
I'll shoot my longbow at this dude here.
Okay, roll your longbow attack.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've been knocked off. You hit that. You triggered the slide that got them attention. You're not thinking straight. You're a bit flustered.
There's
You-
about
you raise your
12
longbow
bandits, and you didn't hit one.
and
Not my
release
fucking
the arrow. Do you want to do anything else? I mean, obviously you can't attack now, but you can move. You could do
Just
another
gonna
action.
stomp his feet on the ground in a strop because he didn't hit it.
Here.
Okay, you want to move back a little bit. Okay.
Need
We
better
are-
DPS, boys.
We are now onto Angelina, who is pretty pissed and pretty hurt.
I'm not pissed. I'm fine. It's fine.
You're
No,
fine.
I'm fine.
This is
But
fine.
away,
No,
little
That's the
girl.
blood loss talking.
But
away.
Cast a healing yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I am gonna heal myself. I don't know what with. Hang on. What spells do I have?
You have Cure Wounds and Healing Word.
I'm gonna go with a cheeky cure wounds on myself. I'll just
Oh.
press that.
So you press the effect button. So
Oh.
you heal 12 to yourself.
Oh, beautiful.
Full heal.
Full heal,
back
and
to 10.
you've used one spell slot. So I've just
squeeze.
picked that for you.
He squeezes in the
Okay, and then I'm gonna move here and then block Underwood for Underwood. Well, we've already got a tank down that side, right? Isn't
Yeah,
Ingvar a tank?
that's fine. It's fine as long as you don't get hit again.
I wasn't meant to be
It
a
doesn't-
tank.
It doesn't.
But
It doesn't
apparently
matter.
I
It doesn't matter if I get hit again.
Um,
I'm full
I
HP.
mean, you get 20 armor class if you have your shield ready.
So does fucking Angelina.
Yes. So right. Wait, that's why I went up here though. But I
Raise
can't.
tank
I can't
armor.
raise my shield now, right?
Use
No,
action
'cause
to
you
move.
use action
No.
and move.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I should warn you that I feel very in danger.
Oh yeah.
I'm
maybe
trying to help. That's
maybe
what I felt like.
maybe I
Um,
should have moved down that side actually.
There is a lot of people here.
so it's now Archeon's.
But I'm just gonna
turn.
shout over to him.
Alright.
I'll heal you if you're damaged.
So
Fucking
I
bit late.
am gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at this.
Okay, so is the plan blast everyone on Malachi's side and just watch
He just
him-
started.
Yeah,
blasting
watch
Yeah.
me
them.
just
Really
cower
good
and sit
giveaway.
under my shield.
Well, at the moment, that's the closest. I
Do you have
Yeah.
some
I
sort
see that
of-
as the threat.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, it's
Yeah.
right,
Have
he's
some-
running at Malachi, so I saw it as a threat. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
Get the
That's
one
fine.
behind him because he
Um,
gets an advantage from behind, right?
You gotta be joking me.
Oh wow.
Can we get rid of D&D Beyond? Can we just go back to fucking? I was blasting left, right, and center on Roll20.
Um,
We
I
do
am
need
so-
new DPS boys, honestly.
Yeah, that is shit out of fucking luck there.
We
you
haven't killed one.
blast your hand forward to fire this, lightning blast from your hands, and it just kind of drops. You've never seen Eldritch Blast gravity drop before, but it just sort of drops to the ground
Hey
short.
Blakeway, you remember beforehand when you told me this wasn't a deadly encounter?
Yeah, are you?
I'm starting to think you're lying to me.
We were supposed to have
Maybe
help,
a-
that's why. I don't know why we didn't
Um,
fucking help when we had it.
They wouldn't have done anything
Alright,
for now, would they?
As my
Second action.
bonus action,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast X.
You can't cast two spells on the same turn.
I can. It's a
even
bonus
as
action.
Even as a bonus action, you can't. It's only one spell at a time, even if it's bonus action. So you can't, for example, use bonus action Healing Word and Cure Wounds at the same time.
Okay.
It's only one spell at a time, unfortunately. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to try and do?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. It's now on to poor Terra, who is now
Gonna get surrounded. Yep.
You're
Probably
gonna be
contemplating-
fine, mate.
Right. Well,
mean,
I
there's-
guess I'm gonna take one step forward.
You could always retreat.
You're paratroopers. You're supposed to be.
I mean, you don't have to go forward. You could go back towards Ingvar and let it come towards you again.
Terra's about to be
Yeah,
surrounded
but
by
then
5 big black guys.
Then I have to change weapon, and currently I've got my longsword and shield arm.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
At the moment, you've got your longbow on your back.
Yeah.
You've got your long sword and shield on your arm.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
there is no point in me pulling back to switch weapons. Although I can still hit from there, can't I? What's the range of my fucking long...
No.
Oh no, it's 5.
fine.
Okay.
it's fine,
Roger.
yeah.
Okay.
It's one square at a
I
time.
step forward.
And just whack the first guy in front of you.
Yeah.
How does the grass taste, little man?
How about 19?
Your 19 hits. Roll for damage.
So I think I do a... So this says I do a...
Okay, so you've got 2 versions of this. So
Right.
you need to do the 1d8 plus 3 because you're holding your shield, correct, in
Yeah.
your hand.
There
It's
you go.
1d8 plus
Two-handed.
3.
Yeah.
So 6.
6. So you lift your sword, shield up, straight strash across the chest. He looks pissed and hurt.
But he's
No.
still going. Yeah.
He's still going. He's still up.
Yeah.
He is Bandit F.
He
Okay,
can
that
swing
means.
his sword.
He's made of diamond.
So you did 6 damage, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
6 damage.
Are we
and
actually
I'll
going to take out one bandit in our whole turns? Let's go, boys.
I don't know. I mean, if somebody else would like to come and help, that would be great.
I think the rest of the DPS missed, mate.
But the only
Yeah,
way
they
to
did.
go
No, I
then
didn't.
is
So
Malachi.
between me and Mikhail,
Next, it is Malachi.
If I go anywhere near you, Gibbo, I'll get slaughtered. I have an armor class of 13.
I've
no-
got
no
15
pressure.
because of my shield.
Yeah, no
Hold on.
pressure at this point.
I'm trying to see. It's normal.
No
on here,
pressure.
but I can see it. There is, if I remember correctly, an ability or a action or something to be able to basically push people away.
Shove.
That's the one. Can I
My stream has gone down. give me a
shove
second.
the guy behind me by not shoving him,
Mm-hmm.
but potentially almost jumping back and using my own weight to push
As a
him back?
dwarf.
Yeah, like fucking. If I don't hit his chest, I'm hitting his legs and taking him out either way. So
So
hopefully,
you're basically throwing yourself now.
yeah, pretty much. I'm
You can
literally like
attempt.
leaping backwards towards
You
him.
can attempt the tackle.
I can't even find the fucking thing, so I can't roll it.
So what I'm gonna say, usually it's a
it's usually in actions and then
yeah,
action, isn't it? But I can't.
It's like it's like strength first.
yeah. It's strength versus strength. So give me a strength check.
No, that's a saving throw. That's the one. Ooh, 16.
Ooh.
Ooh, he's getting,
right.
hopefully he's getting flattened
Yeah.
by
I
my
will.
big old
Then you-
thick ass.
And you just turn round and axe while he's on the floor.
Angels
Surely
Runner
that's got to
rolls
be
net-
advantage,
Angels
right?
Runner rolls
So-
net 20.
Yeah, the bandit rolls a 10.
Yeah!
So you tackle him to the ground. He's now restrained and grappled, so he cannot move. He,
And the old struggle
He's
snuggle.
he's
Yeah.
he's strained, he's grappled, restrained, and being teabagged by a dwarf.
exactly. It's not the best situation to be in right now.
Sounds like my character's dream, to be honest.
I've played
Now-
Dr.
Pokemon,
Pepper,
so
what's the
it's
worst that could happen?
Now, what I will say is because you tackled him quite hard, you can do 1d4 damage to him on the impact down. So if you click on see on the bottom left, you've got the little dice icon.
Yep, clicking
Click on
now.
that, do 1d4, and tell me what the number is.
D4.
We knew it
Roll
was
for
going to do
fuck it.
damage. I should have just thrown you into him.
4.
Oh, at least he
Oh.
did some damage.
So fucking saving the party, guys.
So I mean, you just see Malachi just go into this rage almost and jump, literally leap like a
This-
feral dog.
This is for my crossbow.
You know,
I think I
face
think thus
plant this
I
guy.
think thus dwarf likes to fly.
Yeah.
That is definitely the impression.
So
you
he
are
literally just
starting
fucking
to get.
speared one of the bandits.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't
No,
do
he
that. So
jumped backwards.
because I've actually got my crossbow still in hands, I can't turn around and bop him on the face with it. So instead, I've just basically dove backwards by like shoving my like pressure
His whole
into
body weight.
yeah, literally jumping backwards into the guy as hard as I could, and
People's elbow.
The people's elbow.
fucking can't see
The
me.
spears of the whole party starts going. Goldberg.
Fucking
So-
wrestling dwarf.
So at this point, we've got.
You've earned your
Ingvar's
jump
turn.
wings.
And my fucking stream disconnected, but it's reconnected now. It's like, ah,
Ingvar's turn after those 100 million.
yes. So Ingvar's got what his turn now, and then it's the stream of bandits are going to come running.
Can I
Miles-
actually
Miles
do
away,
It was
any-
nice
anything.
knowing you, Gibbo.
can I
Okay.
actually do anything else? Because I only did one thing.
You tackled him
Technically,
to the
you moved,
ground, which is going to take most of your actions at this
Oh,
point.
fair enough, I'll allow it.
Because
I'll allow it.
you've literally jumped at this guy. You're now on top of him, so you can't really do much at this point.
Nut him.
It's like
Fucking
head-
teabagging him just
head
across
butt
both
damage.
sides.
I'll tell you what,
Roll
because I'm a
D4
kind,
headbutt.
because I'm a kind of benevolent GM.
God.
Roll a strength check.
What do you mean?
GM?
You hit me for 8 damage in
Another.
the
I
first
mean,
turn.
can I do a strength check, or do you want me?
Yeah, no strength, full
unarmed?
strength.
Oh,
No, no,
oh,
no.
so close to a 19.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I nearly rolled 19, and it just
Oh,
fucking
right, okay,
flipped
I
over
was
to 1.
Instead,
Yeah, because we were
Not a
like,
nat
I mean,
one.
He rolled a nat 1.
I rolled
Yeah,
in that one, yeah.
Okay. No, and I was going to say basically if you rolled higher than a 15, I'd let you use your second action as a temporary unarmed attack.
That is fine.
But since that was a natural one, the bandit kicks you off and fucking launches you halfway
No,
across
you
the battlefield.
Don't
just
give him
head-
fucking ideas!
No. What
You
happens?
bastard!
What happens to keep the bandit faint? The bandit knees him in the nuts, and he faints on top of the bandit.
The bandit's just flailing.
I fucking hope you give more nat ones out as well. I'm gonna give so many ideas to Blake Way.
No, it's fine. I'll be perfectly honest, but I already had that idea before it was said, but I decided no, it's not fair because it's not a proper check. So no, it's Ingvar's turn now. You've got
Our
one
DPS
very.
could do DPS. That would be nice, please.
We've got one very fucked up bandit in front of you.
I think you'll find that I did 4 damage. Thank you very much.
Finish him.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you'll
just
find
gonna,
I did 6.
I'm just gonna try and just
Yep.
take his
Go
head
for
off
it.
with my battle axe.
Go for it.
Sweet attacks. Hold on. It's not
Pardon
gonna
me.
do it.
That is unfortunately not going to do it.
Oh
You-
God.
You
boys.
swing, and as you do, your battle axe kind of knocks onto the wooden hilt of your indredged hand axe and sort of dislodges it. So he does scream in pain, but that kind of action forces him to move back a step. But yeah, you don't hit him.
That was the only
unfortunately.
good roll being a flying dwarf.
Okay, so since
Hey, mine was fine.
since
Oh,
he's
yeah,
no
that's
longer
true,
in he's
Yep.
not in base to base with me anymore, so I'm gonna
You
now
can now
use my
move.
movement.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna move down and try and back Terra up.
Roger.
Thank you.
Roger. Now, you can kind of see at this point. First of all, the bandit that you just stumbled back is absolutely fucking pissed at you and just comes dolting straight at you. With its scimitar raised, it's just going to try and outright attack you.
Oh, good. Less for us to worry about, Underwood.
And no, he rolls an 8. He's too injured. He's just there flabbing his arm, as he tries to swing it to get at you, but he just cannot land a hit on you.
I'm making no effort to block these strikes. I'm just kind of like shifting back a little bit.
Also, I just want to point out, Mikhail, that while I appreciate you coming over, there's now 6 of them.
one of them's aggroed on me. It's fine.
Yeah.
All I can think of is like this bandit's taking swings at Ingvar, and all he's doing is just holding his head back, like,
Yeah,
holding him by the head.
in my
I
head,
just got my hand on his head and just seen
Yeah.
it gone.
do you
Calm
remember-
down.
Do you remember that Xbox 360 game Army of Two? I can just imagine Terra and Ingvar back to back with shields raised at the moment. Just,
This is going around in a circle. Just
Whopper.
la 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 la. You will never get this.
just, Now, Bandit B is going to come straight up to Angelina and attempt a scimitar strike.
I swear to God, if they roll 18 twice in a row.
Was that Bandit B? I thought Bandit B was the one that I'm struggle
No,
snuggling.
Bandit, you are doing Bandit.
Snuggling.
Yeah, you struggle snuggling.
You're struggle snuggling Bandit C.
Got ya.
It's a 7. He swings, your shield's up, it hits the shield and just bounces off like nobody's business.
What a
So
pansy.
you are safe this time.
What a pansy! You sure you want to intimidate him more?
But it was Bandit E that shot him last time.
Yeah, it was the.
Yeah, it was E.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Who now can't. He's got to reload anyway, so.
Yeah. Although that's not as difficult as you think.
Yeah, he can fire it this turn. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
Fuck's sake.
Bandit C is now just wiggling on the ground, with this dwarf on top of him. He is going to make a strength check.
Quick, cuddle him tighter.
Nat 20. He kicks this fucking dwarf. He gets his knees under, lifts him up, and just tosses this piece of shit dwarf right off.
Second session in a row.
And
It's not just the friendlies tossing me.
Has your feet ever been on the ground?
You get. This guy really goes for it with his power. He pushes you a full 15 feet back.
Oh,
Fucking
there.
Yoink.
I need you. Let me do a quick D6 roll.
Let me get a high roll.
You take 5 damage from impacting the ground at
Jesus,
bad
he's taking
angle.
it to the stratosphere.
Oof.
Unfortunately.
I will say he hit his head on the wall.
Yeah, just bang, he hits the stone. So I'll do that for you. It's okay. 5
Done it.
damage. Oh, you done it. There you go. So 7 hit points. So he's now free. He is no longer under the restrained Oh god, I've killed him by mistake. There you go. Yeah, he just commits self-die after he kicks him.
He's like, I smell like dwarf, and just stabs himself in the eye.
So it is now Bandit D's turn, who once again, empowered by the fact that he squarely got Angelina in the shoulder last time, pulls back the crossbow, puts a bolt in, raises it again, and goes for a second attack this time.
Wait, but he's firing through his mate.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Big time.
He
Not this one?
gets a 19
Yeah,
and a
so
16. He does not hit.
Oh,
Now I am going to do a quick luck roll to see if he gets.
Boys, how is that one bandit better than everyone else?
Oh,
you say that?
okay.
He paid for premium.
You see that he fires the bolt, and he doesn't hit Angelina, but it was relatively accurate. Unfortunately, it goes straight into the back knee of the bandit in front of him.
It used to be an adventure like you, right?
Yep.
I used to be a bandit
And-
like you.
Unfortunately, he only does 2 damage. He did the bare minimum damage he could have done to the bandit.
I've
the
done more
bandit is now-
DPS than 3 of our DPS, and all I've done is stand here.
I'll be honest, the enemy have had a higher DPS on themselves.
Not true.
No,
Not true.
Mikhail lodged a fucking axe in someone.
Yeah,
so
and then
he's
I
like-
got a 6 damage on
Oh no,
someone.
I'm talking Angelina here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pure Angelina. The enemy's doing better than you at hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I had to heal myself, because you shot me.
Oh, I do apologise. I'll try
Yeah.
not to do it again.
Imagine the
Um,
DM.
I am awfully sorry for the inconvenience. So you see that Bandit E, who's now, Ingvar's moved over to Terra now, and the bandit was originally, this is the moonwalking guy going backwards. He kind of was in a jolt for Terra, but seeing Ingvar come in and seeing the people come down the hill, he's decided he's actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to try and cut our resident dwarf on the ground. And he's going to attempt to crossbow bolt Archeon.
You're dead, mate. Sorry.
You're up to go with the lowest armor class.
Well, I didn't know that when I hit attack, but now I do. Ooh,
Shame.
What's your armor
21.
class?
We'll see right
Oh,
now.
he hits.
Oh, he does hit. What's your max HP?
14.
Okay,
Oh.
you can't die from this. 5 damage.
Wait, how do you have more HP than me?
Um,
And me.
Warlocks do, I think, sometimes do have quite good HP.
Are you GM rolling these, or where are you doing them? 'Cause I don't know if
Can you see them in just check the game log. It is coming through. I've seen the. Do you see it on the right?
Oh, I can't see
not-
Nah,
yours.
the last roll I can see on here was my last attack.
Yeah, we're not getting them.
Yeah, we're not.
It says sent to everyone.
Yeah, I can see it on your stream, but I can't see it on here.
That's weird. I'll have to see next time I do it if I can just do send
I
to
know,
everyone.
guys. Guess we'll all just have to watch his stream.
Yeah,
How
it says there,
convenient.
it literally said there to self.
So Bandit E is on his turn. Bandit F, who's pretty fucked from, if I remember correctly, he's the one who. Yes, Bandit F was the one that Terra hit. So this guy's just going to come straight for Terra.
Yeah, that's fair.
Send to everyone. Roll.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, there we go.
60
Oh, and he
Bandit-
hits.
Does he hit? Does he? Okay.
Yeah, I got 15.
And then I just want to do a normal roll game, not a critical roll.
Oh.
Max damage.
Oh.
So he got
Ouch.
7 damage.
How could this?
For using that second win sooner than expected.
Yeah.
Game night 3, everyone re-rolls characters.
I don't
Imagine
think
that, a
it's gonna be
full
that
fucking
bad.
party
White,
TPK.
I would be very, very distraught at myself that I made an encounter that killed you all in
No,
one
we'll just
go.
do a corpse run. It's fine.
Oh. So,
Everyone's got the gold. We can just revive.
Bandit G, who is this fucker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, you kind of see that they're seeing that, that they're trying to be clever here and not try and swarm one person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He kind of like dashes in between, double dashes towards the 2 lone ranged people who are trying to sort of avoid physical combat.
Who are trying to do something useful with themselves.
Yeah. So that's his turn.
They've been fiddling each other in a bush. What do you mean?
H comes forward.
One of them was so prepared that he forgot why he was prepared.
So Bandit H comes up to Ingvar and attempts to swing his scimitar at him. Nat 1, fucking hell. Okay, so
Critical.
Stabs his
Stab
mate.
himself.
I am
Wait, you
going-
did that to yourself again.
I did it to myself, did I? It was a Nat 1. What I am going to do is
Fucking
say
shame.
that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say that he goes to swing to the right, but as he does, he swings too hard, swings around to his friend who's basically wailing on
Fucking
fucking...
decapitates him.
Yeah, basically wailing on Terra, and deals...
Yet again,
I
the
rolled it to
bandits have
myself.
done more damage to themselves than
Yeah.
most of our party.
Do you want to hear what the sad thing is?
You kill
They
him.
kill him.
He kills him. And he's now dead. He's
Stonks,
gone.
boys. Stonks. I
And
like it.
you just see the guy on the top of the hill go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Surely he would be so shocked that he killed one of his friends that next time he has to do
He
anything,
kills
he rolls at a
himself.
disadvantage.
Potentially.
Were they really friends?
The
Or he's
bandits.
just going straight into fog of war, starts fucking wailing at everybody.
Walks off crying.
So the guy from the top of the hill runs down, and is going to try and.
Sorry, what
What is
HP did Gibbons land on?
5.
Okay, fuck.
He's going to try and crossbow the rolling dwarf on the floor.
He's quite good in the air. Not on the floor.
Oh no, he misses. Fucking, you've just got this dwarf rolling on the floor now, and the guy trying to aim his crossbow fires it and just hits the stone wall behind him, bouncing off the hard stone. So he's done. It's now Thorbin's turn. I don't see like
Yay!
forever since
Jesus,
any
that's
of you
forever.
took a turn.
Wait, we're actually allowed turns.
Yeah, you are.
You're allowed turns, it's just, yeah.
I'll back
I
up
mean-
the dwarf boy. So the guy farthest away from us, guy here. Take a shot at him with
yeah,
my
15.
longbow.
Yeah, don't kill the guy behind me. Cheers, mate.
I mean, he'd be shooting through
Is
Archon.
that a
24.
Ooh, it's almost a nat 20.
He does
Almost.
actually hit the target,
He
boys.
does hit the target. Roll for damage.
1. No, 11.
Ooh,
That's
not
not
bad.
bad.
Do you
Oh,
know what the
went
funny
well.
thing is?
You did.
Which one were you targeting? Was it this guy here?
The one on the wall.
Yes.
Bandit E. You fire your bolt and it goes straight into his head, and he drops dead instantly.
Boom, boys.
What
You
a
press
Right.
fuck.
Okay, we've got some important information here. We know that they have at least 11 HP.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corbin, for avenging me.
So yeah, so you've killed your first bandit.
Oh my god,
By
boys,
your
we're
own
so
hand.
good.
Holy shit, boys.
We did damage, boys. Let's go.
We're on a fucking. The floodgates have opened.
Yeah, that's it. It's all uphill from here.
It's all over now.
So is there anything else you want to do, Thorben, or are you done?
Yeah,
There's a
I'm
little
just-
football celebration or something
just-
like that.
Re-prep
Pump.
my boat for
He
next-
pumps the
for
arm.
next-
Okay.
Slides around on his knees.
Takes the corner flag and whacks the next fucking bandit with it.
It is now Angelina's turn.
Oh, okay. Gibbons, do you need a heal? Or you good?
I can second wind.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna mace the guy in front of me.
By all
Spray
means, go
or
ahead.
with a mace?
I do have a mace.
I've got a mace. I've got
Or
a
I
mace.
I might. Oh no, I don't want to waste. Wait, I can use unlimited cantrips, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna frostbite the bit. Oh no, I'll just mace him. Fuck it.
Okay, Mason. Okay.
Where is mace?
No means no.
How do I roll just for my mace? I'm in my
I've got the
inventory.
mace.
Actions and then
Oh,
your
you've
mace on
not
the hit
equipped-
DC.
It is equipped. Equipment.
You gone to actions, yeah?
Yeah,
we
mace.
go.
Yeah, it's
What are you
there.
gonna do to hit?
Coming.
first, though?
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh.
that was damage, not
Oh, what do I have to roll
Um,
first?
the one to the left
The
of
hit
it.
DC. I mean, that was actually max damage, but if you hit, do you know what? No, I'll respect that. You did hit him. You did 6. You did the other way around. So you raise your mace and bring it down on his shoulder. And he's damage. There we go.
I'm
Raise
gonna
your
turn
mace.
to heal this.
Spray it in his
bitch.
eyes.
He's looking fucking hurt now. This guy, that mace went straight into his shoulder, ripped from his cartilage. He's screaming in pain right now.
I've got a bonus turn, right? Bonus action.
You've attacked, so you get a bonus action. Well, no, you only get a bonus action if it gives you bonus action. The only bonus action you have is Healing Word, I believe, is a bonus action.
Wait, I meant, can I not just raise my shield now?
You could if you wanted to.
I can't use healing word, I don't think.
You can. It is you can attack and use a spell if it's a bonus action, but you can't use 2 spells at the same time.
No, I'm just gonna raise my shield because there's a
Okay.
lot of people around me.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
there's 3, right?
Okay,
I never
yeah.
guessed.
So
It's
you
in its
raise your
natural
shield.
habitat, surrounded by other men.
Yep. So you,
Nah, there's
you
normally
raise
5 of them, not
your shield, and it's now Archeon's turn.
All right, I'm going to.
So they see me blasting.
I'm gonna blast. I'm gonna blast this guy
Okay.
The guy next to me is weak, remember?
charging towards us. So, thank God I hit.
Did you use
Nice.
D20 that roll?
Huh?
No, okay. It's okay. I just had the D20 roll at the same time. I was like, what?
Yeah, mine's set up so because I've got D&D Beyond. It comes up in roll 20 as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 22. So 22 roll for damage.
That motherfucker.
8? That's not bad at all.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, poor Bandit G, is happily running towards you and just, gets hit by this sudden blast of lightning as he starts screaming, holding onto his scimitar for dear life.
I think it's necrotic energy.
I didn't think it was...
Like force damage. It's force damage.
It says it comes, when I read the description, it says it comes out like lightning, apparently. Anything else you want to do?
No, not really anything else I can. Actually, I will.
Scream, I am the Senate.
Really much.
not much you really can do, or I mean, you can move around. You're not penned in by attacks of opportunity. Entirely up to you. Okay, you're gonna move up to the front line to.
No, because everyone's gone around the front line.
Okay.
Why would you
So-
not come up to me? What?
The front line is now the back line.
Yeah.
So it's now Terra's turn, who looks very, very angry and very hurt.
Yes. So I'm gonna. So it was. How'd you ping?
Just hold. That's it. That guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, right. So he's the one who just got hit by the Eldritch Blast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. And I can move how many?
Might get an attack opportunity against you if you move. 'cause
Yes,
you've
if
gone
you move,
5.
you've got the guy to your bottom left. He would get an attack opportunity against you.
What, even if I move back?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he's
you-
within.
okay.
Because he's still technically in 5. Well, in base
You're in
base
melee
contact
range,
with you.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess seeing as it's a bonus action, then what I'm going to do is I will do my bonus action first. If that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do it any order you want.
Okay. Right.
Doing
So
a
I'm going to
second wind.
do my bonus action. Do my second wind.
That's 1d10 plus 1.
Yep. I'm just seeing if I can click
I
it.
don't think you can click it. I think you have to just roll a flat d10 for this
Yeah.
one. I've already marked it that you've used it, so that's fine.
What does that do? Does it just give you extra
Oh.
HP?
Yeah, second wind is
Okay, so
basically
I got
just a
4.
healing.
Okay.
So yeah,
I healed 4.
So
There
I'll
you go. So I'm
do
up to
second,
9.
4. Yeah, you're up to
Oh, wait,
9.
So I'm
Um,
going to now swing my longsword two-handed.
okay, so
at
you can put your shield on your back and just
Yeah.
slash your two. Okay,
Yeah,
Go for it.
two-handed at that guy.
the guy there. Yeah, got it. Go for it.
Ugh.
What did you get? 12.
Yep.
That hits. Well,
Hey!
I told you, boys. The floodgates have opened.
9!
Oh,
9.
Nice.
Ooh, and he is Bandit H. Well, you killed H. You ain't killed him. You've severely hurt H from step. So he was a good singer. Right. So you
5,
you-
6,
I mean,
7, 8.
That's it. I mean, you fucking.
Was he though?
Not really. No.
None of them were.
I mean, literally, you've had enough now. Like, these bandits are fucking pissing you off. You put the shield down, literally grip your sword, both hands, straight up over your head and straight down onto this guy's chest. Almost, as you see the sword go through, almost cleaving him. Almost. He is screaming at this point, on the verge of almost going down. He is looking well and truly fucked.
Boobard.
Yeah.
You
It
heard
is-
the opening of oh fuck, I forgot the song name. Oh, never mind.
Okay, moving on.
Sing it
It
for us.
is, it is
Oh,
now
bring it all back to you, that was
Malachi's
Oh, yeah, no, don't sing it for us then.
turn.
No, that's why I decided.
So-
That's why I decided to kill him.
Malachi has just finished rolling like a ball to his new stationary position. I'll let you get up as a free action. You're standing on your
Righto.
feet.
And
I I just love the fact that he's got launched and rolled 15 feet across the floor like a fucking droid licker.
The funny thing is normally when you do those kind of rolls, it's supposed to be 1 equals 5 feet, but he rolled 6. I'm thinking that means I've got to launch him 30 feet. I'm thinking,
Plus,
I
I'm
think I'll just
small,
make it.
so you know.
No, what you could have done is like you could have launched him into one of the other bandits, and then we could have had like just pinball in the dwarf around them.
I think, yeah, dwarf football.
So what do I
I'm
do
surprised
then?
you didn't get him to roll a dexterity saving throw from his past of being able to manage.
The only reason why I didn't is because he rolled the bandit kicking off rolled a nat 20.
Oh, okay.
Um,
No, for
otherwise,
his landing.
otherwise I would have let him go. Okay, he didn't hit you off with enough force to. This guy really knocked him off the force.
It's probably benefited me anyway.
So what do you want to do then?
Do
You're kind
I, or could
Mhm.
I potentially get anything from using a wall to stabilize my crossbow? Or is it just going to be a
I
normal
would
shot?
say it's going to be a normal shot. A crossbow is a stable enough firing platform. It doesn't need reinforcement,
Fair enough,
especially for
fuck
a
it.
light crossbow.
So I'm going to engage the guy that I just fucking got flung off by. So yeah, fucking
Go for it.
let bygones be let bygones be bygones.
I mean, you've already hurt him for 4. All you've got to do is
The
fucking.
best thing is if his
Um,
hits, he's gonna fucking light up like a fucking glow stick as well.
I forgot about that.
He would, but unfortunately, in a 10, he misses. You haven't quite recovered from getting up, so it missed. It just
Where does
bounced off
it
to the left.
land though? Because
It lands. It's going past him, so it's going to land on the field, just behind the battle area.
basically
and
the field behind the battle area just starts.
Yeah,
lighting
you can
up.
see for like in a 10-foot radius from where the bolt lands, just this rainbow like rave party coming from the bolt.
At least you know where it's going to pick it back up again.
Exactly. Recovering these bolts isn't hard anymore. Do you want to move, or are you going to stay where you are?
Jump at the next guy.
Yeah, fucking swan dive to the next. Pinball myself around. I'm thinking.
Careful now.
Don't think too hard.
It might hurt my brain, so give us a moment. I would. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna stick myself. I'm gonna.
So just go to AFK real quick.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm done. And now it's Mikhail.
I was gonna say he picked the perfect time to AFK for a second.
Yeah. You back?
That's fine.
I'm
Not
guessing Mikhail's basically going to swing to the guy next to him though.
Yeah, I'd imagine Mikhail's got very limited options right now.
Well, I mean, he's got two really injured guys around
yeah,
him.
to be fair, he's got A and H next to him. A and they're both on 2 HP. They are on death's door.
And fucking one of them's got their arm hanging off by fucking tendons.
Yeah.
They both do.
Yeah, they've both been between Terror and Ingvar. They have literally almost ripped them apart.
You could almost make 4 dudes.
I'll be honest, this has gone slightly better than the test run that I did of this.
Can you could you say that you could make 4 halflings out of 2?
Just get him a trench coat and a fucking hat, hide them underneath it, so it's like fucking dwarf stacking.
Although I am starting to get tired. Like, we are going to have to start thinking of if hopefully we can wrap up this killing.
I am going to say, yeah, we'll end combat and we'll end it there for the night.
Yeah, because
I know.
I've got to go in the office tomorrow.
Yeah, this did take a little longer than I thought it would. To be fair, I thought, to be fair, you'd actually get to the combat a bit quicker than we did.
We just debated it for ages.
Yeah, you spent about half hour debating where you should go. Hopefully Mikhail's back.
I am, yes.
Yep, right. It's your turn.
Sorry, I had myself muted because the dog was fucking kicking off.
No, it's fine.
My turn, is it?
Yeah, it's your turn. You've got 2 very fucked up people right in front of you.
Sweet. Well, I'm just going to go for the one that I threw the axe at. Just same again, just try and take his head off.
What are you swinging?
Battle axe.
Battle axe. With your one-handed, right?
One-handed, because I've got my shield out as well.
Do me a favour.
Use two-handed and double swing, because they're both on 4 health. They've got 2 health. Got 4 health between them.
You kind of took some of the words out of my mouth a little bit. Give me a raw dexterity throw before you do an attack.
Straight dex, yeah.
Straight dex, yeah.
It's fucking raw.
17. 19.
You know what?
Oh.
You know what? If you can land your next attack, I will say that you swung it around in such an arc that you insta-kill the remaining 2 bandits in front of you. Because they're on that low health.
He's temporarily gained Titan's grip.
Yeah.
This is where I roll a nut 1 and fucking for everyone.
And you can kill me.
You hit the 2 behind you.
He misses both.
16.
No, 16, yeah, you fucking eviscerate them.
Nice.
You just, poor H is now no longer singing.
Thank God.
He's dead.
Don't stop, never give up.
Yep, it's like splat. And Bandit A has also now just been fully decapacitated at this point. So he is gone. Remove him from the combat tracker. They're gone as well.
That's our tank, by the way.
And yeah, that's our
Perfect,
tank.
perfect donut of blood left behind.
Yep. So that's your attack done. You've got your movement or bonus action if you want to do it. Although for you, actually, your bonus actions wouldn't be very useful.
You're talking to me?
No, it's
What?
not.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, I'll get muted for the fucking
it's
for
fine.
the dog. No,
fine.
that's going to be...
Yeah,
Actually,
move.
you know what?
I
Yeah, I'll
would
use my
say-
movement.
Yeah, I'd say you
I'll
could
close
probably,
down with him.
yeah, you could probably lock him down then, so he can't do anything stupid. Right, it is not Bandit A's turn. He's dead. Bandit B is the one wailing on Angelina.
Woo! With
and-
an arrow to the back of his knee.
Yeah, with an arrow to the back of his knee, looking really pissed off at his friend.
I got 20 armor, so
yeah,
if he crits me, I'm dead anyway.
he's gonna do his slashing attack. Yeah, no, he just bounced straight off the. He got a 5 plus 3. It bounced straight off the shield. So poor Bandit B is doing nothing this turn. Bandit C, the guy who got grappled,
I'm a big titty goth girl. They can't hit me.
is going to. Fuck it. He's going to charge forward at Malachi and
Try and jump at him.
Now, question: does he go through Angelina's box?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
So
He
you get,
box, he
so you
goes
get an
round his
attack
box.
of opportunity.
I beg your fucking pardon.
I am slapping this guy with the mace as he runs past me.
Yep.
There's no way.
Attempt go at roll to hit.
So what do I have to do? Just mace again.
Just
Just
do
roll
a mace attack. Stand a mace
roll
attack.
your actual hit, not the damage.
This will be hilarious if it works.
Just walking past.
It
bonk.
hits. Roll damage.
There you go. 3.
Okay, 3. It doesn't kill him.
Swipe his
unfortunately.
legs away and he falls over.
He
It's down to. He's got what?
He's down
4
to
health
4.
being?
He's down to 4. Yeah, he's down to 4. I was really hoping you'd kill him, so I could say you swung the mace over his face, just knocked him to the ground.
No, I put him on the ground so Malachi can jump on top of him again.
He gets hit in the shoulder as you, because you're facing behind him. You've just used your shield to block the guy in front of you. So you've kind of like blocked that, then turned around and swung the mace into him.
No, I'm sorry. It's Angelina. It has to be accidental. She puts up her shield to block the attack and pulls her arm back
And then
and whacks him as he's running past.
so he takes the mace straight into the shoulder. You know, it rips into his armor, like peels the armor away. You can sort of see little dots of blood and coming out of where it hit, but he still keeps running. He's still pissed off at this dwarf.
Oopsies, it's because I'm a Capricorn.
He is going to attempt to grapple Malachi to the ground.
Strength.
So it's going to be strength versus strength. So he rolls a
That one.
5 strength. Give me a strength check, Underwood.
Oh, get fucked. You are not taking me anywhere.
Oh, he tries to jump, and you just literally
Duck.
fucking
Just fucking
back.
gives him a big
Can,
boot.
can he like just
Duck.
jump into the wall? Like,
No, he's gonna like literally. He's gonna like duck down as thingy goes forward. He's gonna end up tripping over Malachi and just.
So he just
landing,
basically just gave him a fucking full-on back body drop over him. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he literally just sort of goes straight over Malachi, hits the ground, and for all intents and purposes, is once again prone on the ground. With his failed strength check. He was a very angry boy.
as long as in the next round you suplex him.
So
You know, the funny thing is, though, in one of the campaigns that Ryan ran back in the day, I actually had a character prepped in case the one I was playing died, and he was an unarmed fighter called Sandy Ravage.
So you've got good old Bandit D here, who is realizing that maybe firing crossbow bolts at Angelina is not the smartest idea he's ever had. So instead,
I'm gonna
he's
taunt him.
going
Come on,
to
bitch.
try and hit Thorbin instead.
Who hasn't moved?
Who hasn't moved?
Is he still preparing?
No, that was that was.
Yeah, I like murdered some.
He's still trying to hide.
Yeah, he doesn't hit.
He actually did move because he hid behind me.
Yeah, he did move 1 square. Yeah, the crossbow bolt he fires towards Thorbin. It doesn't hit. It hits the rock to the left of him. Fully misses him. We are not long on Bandit E. He's dead. F's dead. G. Who is G?
One next to Mikhail, right?
I want to say it is next to Mikhail. No. G is the one in the center.
Ah.
He is also now going to see towards 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's going to head towards Thorbin and also try to hit him. He's pretty fucked at this point as well. Yeah, he's not looking good. 10 is not going to hit you, is it, Thorben? Nope, armor class 13. No, fucking hell. Yeah, he swings this time. Goes forward. He swings. He is not hitting. There is no way that's going to land. Bandit H is dead. Bandit I is the one next to Mikhail who's at full health. So he's just going to go straight for a scimitar to Mikhail. Well, Ingvar, sorry. No, absolutely no fucking chance in hell. You know, he got a 5. He just raises it, tries to do it, and again, Ingvar's not even trying to block. Just sort of leans back slightly, and just the scimitar completely misses. And you're now on Thorben's turn.
Let me see.
Fire your bow at point blank range.
Can can you throw your... You can. I should probably take a couple steps back.
I mean,
You take disadvantage, don't you? If you
Yeah, I mean, so you've got the choice of you either take a shot at him with disadvantage, or you step back and take an attack
I'll
opportunity.
take a couple steps over there and then take a shot at him because I want to get over.
Realize that you didn't equip a good chunk of your stuff, so if you refresh your page, you should now have some more attack options.
Let me see. Oh shit! Yeah.
There you go.
6 plus 1, 1d8, 1d6.
As a suggestion, I would say the quarterstaff with 2 hands would be a very nice weapon to use.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But you do have to, by stepping back. Oh, you're just going to change to a quarterstaff.
Yeah.
So I'll equip my quarterstaff, and how do I do the two-handed strike?
So just do a hit to DC to start with. See if you actually hit. Yeah, 13 hits. So to do 2 handies, he always says 1d8 plus 1.
Yep.
Just click on that. Ooh, 8.
Oh, he's dead.
yeah, but he's
Because he got Eldritch Blast, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He is G. Yeah, G is fucked. He's dead. He takes technically 3 damage, because that's all he takes, and he's gone.
stabbed the quarterstaff through the hole that was made through the Eldritch Blast.
Just and then wiggles it.
Yeah. So, is that you, Thorben?
Yep.
Yep. It's Angelina now.
I'm gonna mace this bitch.
You're gonna make a bit in front of you.
You're gonna now aim it forward after just smacking the guy in the head backwards.
Mace a bitch up! Mace a bitch up!
Oh,
No.
shit.
Oh.
You recoiling it back and then trying to swing it forward. You can't get the momentum on it. It just, he leans back and it misses. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna taunt the guy that shot Thorben last time, call him a bitch.
You can.
That's
just
my
sort of see-
bonus action.
You can just sort of see he looks at you with mouths. What? Like really confused as to why you're just suddenly resorting
You're a
to this kind of.
bitch!
Like, he just looks confused at this point. It is Archeon's turn now.
Right, I'm gonna take a step here,
Mhm.
and I'm going to Eldritch Blast that motherfucker there.
Don't
The one-
fuck up.
The one I
Because
just called a
under-
bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting through.
No, but you're shooting next to Underwood.
Ah, that's fine.
You
He'll just
fucking
get on
rolling
the
that
floor.
one. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Do it, do it, do it.
Well, technically,
Eldritch Blast.
Underwood's on the floor, right? So,
No,
so
I
it's
don't.
fine.
Not yet, he's not.
I
Oh,
ducked
he hit
under
it.
him.
Yeah, you've well and truly hit it. Roll damage.
He's one of 2 places, in the air or the floor.
4. He is Bandit D. Bandit D is at full health, so I mean it hurts him, but he still looks like he's got enough fight in him at this point. It's Terror's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take
You
one step and equip the longbow.
Yep.
And I'm gonna
Don't fucking fire over my shoulder. I'm fucking
hit this
warning
guy.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. I knew that I wasn't in range for you, and I knew that that guy was at
I
full
don't
health.
care about you hitting me. I care about you stealing my fucking kills.
Oh, right.
Kill steals.
No KS in.
There you go.
18
18.
hits. Yep.
And oh wow.
3. Yeah, again, it goes into his shoulder. He's looking hurt, but
Well,
he's
7
on his
is
last
not...
legs.
Yeah, I was going to say 7's not bad going.
Yeah, he's now down to 4. He is
I mean,
struggling.
literally, like Underwood could sit on him and kill him now.
No, that's that guy.
No, literally, I could.
I thought we wanted to take one alive, by the way. Or is that no longer an option?
I think peace is no longer an option.
Or are we going to throw Underwood at the last one to, capture him?
We don't need to. The dwarf's been throwing himself.
So it is now your turn, Malachi.
Suplex time. No, I'm joking. So I'm gonna
jump on him.
No, I'm gonna reach over to the wall,
Mhm.
and I'm basically just gonna pelt a rock at him.
What?
You're gonna pelt a rock at him?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my
Is that a
catapult
euphemism?
ability, and I'm gonna fucking throw a stone at
Okay.
him.
Alright.
Okay.
You just miss.
The one in front of you.
No,
or
he's
the
got to
one
do a
behind
dex. He's got a dex save on the one in front of me. Basically, I'm almost pelting it at his head.
Well, yeah, but you could have kicked him harder.
You've
No.
got a fucking.
What are you on about? I can only do 4 damage with a fucking.
Don't you have an axe?
Yeah, but I got to swap to it.
Well, swap to it then.
What is your save?
It needs to be a dex save
It's a
on
dex
the
save.
enemy.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
just
also
need to
laying,
know
isn't he? So
But what's
your-
he got to?
he's
I
got
can't
to be
remember
13.
your- 13. He rolls a 9, so he takes full damage.
Stone in the head.
Can't believe
Oh,
that
that was the
fucking
plan.
works.
I just
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
pelted it into his fucking brain.
Just much.
I fucking.
You got it through his ear.
That is,
I'll put it this way,
that has
right?
literally been the most unconventional battle in here.
Oh, it's been such a fucking roller coaster with that one guy.
There we go. Right. This way, I got so shocked at what you did, Underwood, I closed down D&D Beyond.
I'm not
cut my
GMing this
stream off.
anymore.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'll tell you
Fuck
what,
this.
my fucking Gibbons review is gonna be something else.
Fucking pelting the rock into that guy's head. I shout out at the top of my lungs, "You could have fucking stopped."
This was the rock of the gods.
Yeah, so he's now dead, Bandit C. So we are going back to the top of the order, and it's Ingvar again.
Just kill him, Mikhail. Stop playing with
No,
food.
I'm not going to try and kill him actually, because I agree with what Forbin said earlier that we should probably take one alive. So I'm going to try and take his leg off.
I mean, you could have just grappled him, but I mean, I guess.
Kill him
I mean,
anyway.
roll to hit.
Look, violence is the only peaceful option.
Oh, he fucking does it!
Oh my god!
Roll for damage.
Lops a man's leg off.
No, but the thing is, if he rolls too high, he could overkill.
Yeah, he's going to.
No, he does well and truly do 8 damage. The guy's at full health, but you cut his leg off. He's forced to the ground. He's now bleeding out at this point.
Yeah, I hope you've got medical supplies.
He is
Cool,
in
I'm
the
just gonna-
process of.
I've got, don't worry.
Cool. I'm just going to stand over him with like the curved part of the top of my axe just in his throat, so he cannot move.
Just Slavic squat over him.
Just get fucking Malachi to sit on him again.
This is mine.
Slowly unzip my pants.
At this point, he's still pissing out blood.
He's gonna loot him.
That's his word.
Then we'll not need lube.
I mean, at this point, Bandit B is just again gonna go straight for.
Yeah, they've just been smacking each other on and off for the last I don't know how long.
For the
Kind of
past-
hot.
Yeah, they've been having it out, Angelina and this Bandit.
Me and
Um,
Archon just look at each other like, what the fuck is going on?
13 doesn't hit. He tries again. Just no. nothing at all.
13.
Yeah, would hit most people, but
You got padded bra on or something.
Bandit D.
Yeah, I told you I'm a big titty goth girl. They can't help but be distracted.
Well, Bandit D is going to try and crossbow you again.
For his friend.
Hopefully. Oh, and
I
hopefully-
fucking called him a bitch.
Yeah, as he called him a bitch, he is
And
going
then he got
to...
hit by an Eldritch Blast and an arrow, and he goes, I'ma hit her.
Oh, he rolled a fucking 17. Oh,
It's not enough, you
close.
bitch.
Not enough, but it's not bad enough he doesn't hit his friend this time.
What the fuck is this combat encounter?
Don't know.
They're dead. Right, Bandit Eye, which is the one that you've decapitated, as he can't do anything.
No, he's not decapitated. That would mean he's got no head.
He's delimbed. He's been trimmed a bit.
He's been incapacitated.
He's just
He's currently got my axe in his
right
throat.
now.
I don't know. Does he want to surrender? That we don't know. He might try fight back.
No, he's lying on the ground. He's prone. He's too busy screaming from the loss of a leg and blood spitting out of his artery.
And if I can Viking cock up his leg as well.
Yeah, so it's Thorbin's turn. I mean that was over a lot quicker than I thought it
I'll
was.
just whip out my longbow and hit that cunt.
All right.
Farther away from Angelina. Holy.
Okay.
You say you're gonna hit that gun.
Just whip it out.
I say doubt.
You have only hit 2 targets.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, but I
Ted,
killed both
no,
of them. Alright.
he did kill both, to be fair, but he misses by a long shot. It just goes straight away. Do you want to move or stay where you are?
No, my first action was put
All right.
my water stuff away and take my bow out. So.
Right, so it's Angelina's turn.
I'm a
I'm
mace
guessing
the
you're
bitch.
Yeah. let's go again.
I'm a mace
Something-
bitch.
Something has to give. Something has to give.
It's like hand.
Oh,
grenades,
it's good.
Oh,
hits,
it is good.
It hits.
Do the damage.
Oh, it's good.
It
Oh.
stinks. Yeah, let me just. I'm
Handbags-
pretty sure.
Handbags at 5 paces.
I just golf that man the other side
Yeah,
of the map.
you smack into him straight through the chest. He hits he's dead. He hits the ground. He's gone. It's taken 3.
Is it me saying I'm
Oh,
a mace the bitch?
no, my
Right,
entire
I will